Hi y'all, good morning from the Florida Keys. My Florida vacation adventure continues. And today we're really gonna have some fun if we get bit, because we're going after black-tip sharks. And they are one of the most fun acrobatic shark species to catch. And I fished this particular bridge a couple days ago and got several bites. And so I'm back here today. We're gonna try it again. This is my last day in the Florida Keys. And I said, I wanna come here and see what we can do. So I'm gonna put the camera in the chest here. I'm gonna get my shades on because it's getting bright as that sun peeks out from behind the clouds. And we're gonna get after it, man. I've got us one fresh bait here, and I've got us what is still left over in my cooler. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time trying to get us bait, but I'm gonna cut this thing up. Look at them spikes on him right there, man. One of them things got me the other day. Got me twice, actually. And so I'm just gonna put half of him in the cooler, put half of him on a hook, and we're just gonna drift with the current. Right now, the current is working this direction. The wind is working opposite of it. And so we're gonna have a slow drift down through here. And we're gonna put this bait out in front of us, and I'm gonna try to keep this balloon and this bait a reasonable distance away for safety, but close enough that hopefully a big shark comes up and snatches this thing. We're gonna be able to catch the excitement right here on video. So here's the rig, y'all. This is a 10-aught size circle hook. That's a Catfish Sumo hangry hook. Got that on a wire leader. Right above the wire leader, I've got a balloon. That's just a party balloon tied on to keep this bait up near the surface. We got 50-pound monofilament line on a Daiwa SGT size 50 reel. And then this is a Catfish Sumo Elite 150 rod. This is a very heavy duty rod. Yesterday I was down at Bahia Honda catching significantly larger size sharks than what I'd got up here a couple days ago. But they were way too big to be messing with in the kayak. I couldn't get any of them up to the surface. And these rods though, man, they handled it good. They handled it best you could in that situation. So I've got this thing out here, man. I'm gonna put some distance between me and it. And what I wanna do is keep this balloon, I wanna keep it in front of us today where the camera's pointing right at it when it gets eaten. But I do wanna put a little distance between us, because when these, and I'm hoping these black tips are still here, who knows? Could be any other kind of shark species too, potentially get it. But when the black tips specifically, when they hit, they feel that resistance. It seems like they just want to go berserk, man. They come up to the surface, they're spinning, they're thrashing. And what I don't want to happen is one of them hit that bait and come straight at me and you. Mainly, I don't want him coming straight at me. Y'all sitting at home or wherever you at watching this, y'all out of the way. I am in the strike zone here if that thing just happens to be heading my way and I get in his way. So we're gonna leave it right out there. I'm gonna engage my reel. I'm gonna put the clicker on. I've got my drag set kind of loose. That way when it hits, when it takes it, I'll just tighten down the drag once it is safe to do so. Once we've got some distance between us and the shark and got some of his initial energy burst worked out. So we're just gonna drift, y'all. Again, the other day, we're gonna go unedited today, raw and uncut. I'm just turning the camera on now and I'm getting ready to shark fish. I got out here about 20, 30 minutes ago, and I made some casts around the bridge trying to get us some fresh bait. Pretty much unsuccessful other than that, whatever those things are. I got one of those. So I've got what's left over in our cooler. If we really get on a great bite today and we run out of bait, we can always run back over here to the bridge and cast around and see, spend a little bit more time. But this is my last session down here on vacation in the Keys. I've got to go home tomorrow. And so I want to make the most of it. This was, of the sessions I've had, I fished all week long down here. 2 days ago when we got on all them black tips, that was my most fun. Because they're just so much fun to catch, man. They're big enough to give you a damn good battle. They're acrobatic, but yet at 3 to 5 foot long usually, they are small enough that you can actually land the daggone things. You can actually get them up to the side of the kayak. Unlike what I hooked down there at Bahia yesterday that it's so deep down there at Bahia, you're just never going to get them up in a kayak. You can't get leverage on them. And so I really like these black tips. And I said, if they're still here, if they're still in this area, I'm going to try to get them today. So I don't know the tide schedule. I'm not a saltwater fisherman. I haven't learned the tide schedules and all that stuff yet. But the other day, the current was going the opposite direction. We were drifting down by that island, and we couldn't have a bait in the water very long, and it was eat up. Today, we're going the opposite direction, but the current's going this way, and so we'll go with it here for a little while, see what happens. If this don't pan out, what I'll do next is we will start trolling, because that's been a very effective technique too. Mainly, the biggest thing I think with this shark fishing is just getting a bait in front of them. If you can do that, you're going to get gobbled up. So it becomes a matter of covering water. But doing what we're doing now, that scent trail, the blood coming out of that bait is getting pushed down in front of us. So any sharks that's down from here should be able to pick up on it. Whereas if we're trolling against the current, we're creating a scent trail as we're moving along, but we're going to kind of need to bring it in front of a shark. So either way, folks, we're going to have fun, man. Again, this is my last day down here in the Keys. This week has flown by. It's been amazing. I absolutely love it down here. There's so many places to explore and things to do, and it's beautiful, and I love it. But my time here is almost up. Me and my girlfriend are leaving out tomorrow morning. I've got to drop her off at the airport. She's going to fly home. I had to drive down because I got the kayak with me and my fishing gear and all that, obviously. But my plan is after I drop her off, I'm going to head up to Lake Ida tomorrow and fish the afternoon. See if I can get some more peacock bass before I go home to the frozen tundra of Tennessee, because apparently it's going to be a shock to the system when I get home. It is cold in Tennessee. It's going to be cold next week. It's supposed to be highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s. So I'm going to be missing this place when I'm out here and catching a tan and flip-flops all week long and going home to 40 degrees. But it's been an amazing time down here. Me and the girlfriend, we come down for Thanksgiving week, and so this video is probably coming out somewhere, probably second week of December. I'm about 2 weeks ahead on videos right now, so you're probably seeing this about second week of December. But this time of year down here in the Keys is amazing. The wind can be questionable this time of year, but the fishing is amazing all year round, and the scenery, the weather, it's just, everything's perfect about this place, man. It's been a great week. But all good things come to an end, as they say. So I'm gonna fish out here this morning. We're gonna go raw and uncut, unedited on this final session here. I'm gonna fish, till lunchtime or so probably. And then I told the girlfriend I'd hang out with her on the beach this afternoon. We're gonna go and eat a nice dinner somewhere tonight and try to find us something else to get into this evening. Yesterday we had our putt-putt rematch. We went and watched the sunset off a bridge, and because a lot of these bridges, they got fishing areas. You can walk out and fish on, but you can also walk out there and watch some pretty awesome sunsets over the water. So we went and did that, and we had our putt-putt rematch. I dominated. Last time we played, we ended in a tie, which I felt I had the tiebreaker on because I had I had one hole in one. She didn't have any. So I felt like I had the tiebreaker. I won. but she refused to acknowledge my victory. So we had a rematch last night, and I won by 4 strokes. 4 horsemen, greatest wrestling faction of all time. I gave her a Nature Boy Ric Flair, woo, after I beat her. I know it's customary when you're out with a lady, girlfriend, wife, whatever. You play a competitive thing with her, putt-putt, bowling, skee ball, whatever it is you're into. The customary thing to do is to let your lady win. I am not that kind of guy, folks. I am willing to risk sleeping on the couch to get a victory in anything. So I stuck it to her last night, by God. I beat her and I let her know about it the whole way back. But we're gonna try to find us a nice place to eat tonight. Yesterday we ate at a place right over, because we went down to, we're staying in Isla Mirada, and we went down to Bahia Honda there she hung out on the beach yesterday morning while I fished. And coming back from there, you got to cross the 7-mile bridge. And there's a restaurant over there called the Sunset, I think it's Sunset Bar and Grill, I think, and it's amazing scenery. And we stopped there and ate. The food was absolutely terrible. It was the worst meal I've had down here. It was awful. I mean, it was awful. The service was terrible. I had been on the water all day, and I felt like I earned a Pepsi. I'm trying to cut back on the Cokes and Pepsis, but I earned it yesterday. So we went in there. Of course, they don't have Pepsi, they have Coke. And I'm like, well, I've earned it, by God. I'm gonna get me one. Well, I slurped that down pretty quickly because I was dehydrated, I was thirsty. I couldn't get a refill the whole time. The waitress never came back till it was time to bring a check. And I was pissed off at that point because the food was so bad. It took forever to get. It was awful. And I said, you know what? I don't care how good a view this is. I probably ain't ever coming back here again. So we're gonna try somewhere else different tonight. But for the most part, the food down here, although expensive, has been pretty good everywhere we've been except for that place. But still, an amazing trip down here, folks. I've been fortunate to come down here the last 3 years. And I don't know, folks, it may not look like we're covering any water, but over there's the bridge. Like you can see, we're drifting along here. I don't know how fast we're moving. I don't have a graph on this kayak to be able to monitor speed, but we're moving. We're drifting along here. This is my 3rd year coming down to the Keys. And I hope to keep making it a yearly thing. But every year I have caught fish, but every year I feel like I'm getting things more and more dialed in. Like the last couple days, I really feel like doing things how I'm doing here, instead of putting the clicker on and having free spool, I feel like loosening my drag is the way to go. That way I don't have a chance to get excited, fumble finger anything, get a backlash as the line peels on. Like it's less for me to screw up, basically, by doing it this way. I've tried it both ways, fishing under the balloon up near the surface, and I've tried fishing on bottom. I've caught fish both ways, but I think I like the balloons better because you're less likely to get crabbed. The crabs, if you're sitting there stationary on bottom, the crabs are going to make quick work of your cut bait if a shark don't get it quickly. And so up here, when you got your bait a few feet below the surface, you don't have to worry about that. It just keeps it there for when a shark comes along. And the other thing too, if you got it up near the surface and you hook something like a black tip, you get that aerial show, the acrobatic stuff, man. So this is, I think, what I'm preferring to do. Now, as far as keeping the bait in front of us versus keeping behind us and trolling. I don't know really what's most effective with that yet. I think it's just a matter, again, getting, if you know there's sharks around. The other day when there was a bunch of sharks around, it didn't really matter which way we were going to catch them, with the current, against the current, because there was just a lot of shark activity here. But I don't know, I think, I mean, from a visual perspective, it would be nice to have that thing go down right here in front of us, looking this direction versus having it behind us if we were trolling. But if me and you take off and maybe we want to make another, I don't know how far I'm going to drift down. There's another boat on down here a little ways, and I don't really know this channel. Like, I know it's a deeper channel the other direction. I don't know what it's like up through here. I can see the markers here, the poles for boats traveling along to let them know which way to go, but I don't really know as far as depth goes, how deep it is here compared to how deep it is on down below the bridge. The wind is kind of, so the current's going this way, obviously. The wind is hitting us kind of head on, and oh, our balloon. Well, something gave it a little tap there, didn't it? Or did I imagine that? Surely I didn't imagine that. I thought our balloon bounced. Maybe it was bouncing in the waves. Maybe I got overexcited right there, folks. I thought something was about to get it. But yeah, I don't know depth. I don't know. I don't have a graph on this kayak. I probably won't ever put one on it unless I just do like a temporary thing I can take on and off when I'm catfishing or something. But it's been nice this week, just not having any batteries to fool with. The less stuff you can carry out with you in the ocean, the better. It just keeps everything lighter weight. So here's the thing, a couple days ago when I was out here, oh, something's got it, something's got it. Something's got it now. You saw that balloon go down. Here we go, folks. Here we go, something's got it. He didn't make a hard run though, did he? He did not make a hard run. He's on there though, he's on there. He didn't make a hard run. Oh, he's gonna run now. He knows he's hooked now, don't he? He knows he's hooked now. Oh, he's coming right at us. He's coming right at us, folks. Oh, buddy, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, look at that. Yes. Oh, there he is again. It's either a black tip or a spinner. Oh, we got this pole up here. Which way is he gonna go? Oh, he's around the pole. He's around the pole that way. Oh crap, we're gonna break off. We're gonna break off around that pole. I can't turn. I can't turn in time. I'm trying to turn around the pole. Crap, oh damn, he just come off. He just cut me off around that pole. I couldn't get turned in the wind. The wind and the current going opposite directions. He got me around that damn pole and broke us off. Dang, we had some exciting jumps with that though, didn't we? That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome, folks. Dang, man, snake bitten. Got us around the pole. Oh, folks, hey, that was awesome. Or how long did that take? Well, that was less than 20 minutes that we've been filming here. That wasn't long at all. Let's do it again. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna retie another leader on that right now because I've got a second rod that's already rigged up. We're already ready to go with the next one. So let's just put on another bait. Let's put on the second half of whatever these little fish are. The sharks sure seem to like these things. Whatever they are. Now let's send it out. Folks, that was awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if that was a black tip or a spinner. They both will come up doing the acrobatic stuff. Here, before we get gobbled up here, let's get the wind is the wind's pushing us over here. There's a flat over here to the left. I don't know if you can see the difference in the watercolor over there. Clearly that shark was working off the edge of that flat though, so I do want to get us fairly close to it, but I want to keep the kayak over here if we can. Get that over there in front of us. Let's get a little distance there. Boy, if that thing had come at us, you saw him, how fast he can swim, man. If he happened to be jumping and we're in the way, we're going to get one hell of an up close front row seat. But doing it like we done it, we got to see him really jump. When I've had the line really far away from me, or if I've been turned around backwards, you kind of miss that show, man, that acrobatic show. That's what I want. That's part of the excitement, seeing them jump like that. Oh, that's fun, y'all. And again, that wasn't a very big shark. Had we not got wrapped around that pole, we would have totally been able to land him. So that's a really good sized shark for kayak fishing. That's a ideal size right there. I mean, fantasy-wise, certainly would love to catch a huge shark, but from practicality standpoint, like yesterday, them sharks I had yesterday hooked, they were so big I couldn't do anything with them. I mean, I'm trying to lift at everything I can. I can't get them up off the bottom, and it's so deep there at Bahia, like we were never going to see them. Now, in the past, when I've been down here, like 2 years ago, I hooked a hammerhead right out back of where we're staying at. The water's shallow there, so I had eyes on him the whole time. And once I got up there to him, I'm like, oh, I got a hammerhead, you know? And even though I had no chance of ever landing the thing, like getting it in the kayak or getting it to shore, I was still able to identify the species at least. Same thing when I've caught sharks down there along the 7 Mile Bridge. It's so shallow. Once you get up close to the shark, you can see what it is. But down there at Bahia, the channel 30, 40 feet deep, like you're screwed. You're just not going to see them. And so, but you can, with these spinner sharks or black tips, they're small enough, even if you hook one of them and they run deep, you're going to get them up. Like you're going to be able to get a look at them. So anyway, I really like them black tips. The first shark I ever caught was a black tip. And I didn't catch any, well, I take that back. I think 2 years ago I got one black tip down here. I didn't catch any last year. And then 2 days ago when I was out here, I got 3 to the kayak. But we hooked 7 or 8. And I don't know if they were all black tips that we caught, that we hooked, but the 3 that we got up were all black tips. So, and the fact that whatever that was, it's encouraging that maybe there's some still here in this area. Now, I don't know what makes a shark pick one area versus another. I've been told there's a bunch of hammerheads down there at Bahia. I know there's a bunch of bull sharks down around the 7 Mile Bridge, because I got them the last 2 years down there. But the other shark species, like I don't really know, are they just everywhere? Are they, do they choose certain bridges, certain structures? Like, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm pretty ignorant. I'm pretty ignorant on all this stuff, but I feel like I'm kind of getting things dialed in. The more I come down here, the more I fish, more time on the water I get. This week's I've had a lot of blunders this week. Hell, the 2 days ago when we were out here, I kept having blunders. Here we go. See my balloon? Look at my balloon. The balloon's swimming right there, folks. Look at it. Oh, he's right up behind it. Did you see that? There was another one there. There's 2 sharks. Oh, maybe he let it go. I thought there was 2 because the balloon was going this way and that shark turned and went that way. Well, did he get our bait? Did he get our bait? He did not get our bait. Interesting. Let's do this. We're getting, the wind's pushing us up here on this flat. That was a smaller one. The one I saw was a smaller shark. Okay, folks, there's some sharks here. But I've had all kinds of things happen this week. I got the backlash there one day. I made my own leaders. I got me some wire crimps and some wire, and I'd made a bunch of shark leaders before I'd come down last year, and so they worked fine last year. I've had good success with them this year, but I had one there on our trip 2 days ago that just, the crimp gave way. I guess I don't know, maybe it was one of the first ones I done, or maybe I don't know. It just gave way. So we had that. We had a couple sharks that got up in the line in the mono and broke me off when they were spinning and stuff. So I just had some bad luck as far as keeping them hooked. Hell, you could say we had bad luck today with that fish running around the pole. But man, I'm having a good time with it. But as time goes on, I'll get things more dialed in. I'll get better. This year, of course, we've had the blunders, I was a little bit hesitant. My first couple trips here in the ocean with this kayak, because I just got this kayak, this is the Hobie Lynx I'm in. I bought this kayak used about a month ago, so I only had a handful of trips in it before I got out here to the ocean. So I was kind of a little leery, just a little. Anytime you try something new or you're in something new, you don't really know what to expect, right? Like you don't know. And so I've been getting used to it, but now I've had enough trips in it now. I've experienced enough big waves from the boats and the current and stuff, working around the bridges. Like I feel comfortable in this kayak now. And I really like this kayak a lot. It's been one of my best kayak fishing purchases, honestly. I really like it. I have zero buyer's remorse for buying this kayak. It's worked great down here. Well, like the other day, I think I was getting ready to go on this story and something happened. But like I put in, where we're staying is like 3 miles that way. And when I fished up here before, I pedaled up here. And after catching all them sharks the other day and just fighting the current, I was tired. And so I found a place that I could get the kayak up on the shore up here behind me above this bridge, and I called my girlfriend and she come pick me up. And so today I got her out of bed early and she come and dropped me off out here. And this kayak is so lightweight, I was able to get it down through them trees and put in there. It just opens up so many more opportunities for me fishing in this lighter weight setup. But it's super stable, it's very maneuverable. Now, a situation like we had there with that pole, where the current's going one way and the wind's going sideways and we got a shark pull, like that took a little longer to get turned around than I would have liked, and it cost us a fish. But for most situations out here navigating around the bridges and stuff, this kayak is very maneuverable. And so I'm really liking it. It's been a good purchase. The Hobie pedaling motion, I've talked about it a lot in the past, but historically has given me sciatica if I pedal long distances. My body hates the pedaling motion. Now, I'll tell you, I still prefer the bicycle motion by a landslide, but out here this week, I've not had any issues. Now, I'm in much better physical shape now than what I was a few years ago when I was pedaling and having the sciatic issues. I don't know if maybe that plays a role in it, but I've been tired. I've had muscle fatigue, certainly, from pedaling so much, and not only the distances I've covered, but fighting the current while I've been out and stuff. I've definitely got fatigue. Like I'm sleeping good every night from the energy I'm burning out here. But I'm very encouraged that I've not had any sciatic pain. And so, very happy with this decision. The Hobie pedal drive, again, it works different muscles. I like the bicycle style better. It's just more, I can do it longer with less fatigue. I just like it better, but I'll tell you this, the Hobie drive out here in the ocean is better for a variety of reasons. First off, if you're going through shallow water, let's say a shark pulls us up on that flat and we get up there just inches deep. Well, I can push my feet all the way forward with this pedal drive and push them fins up under the bottom of the hull, so we can float over just inches deep. With the bicycle style pedals and the prop drive, those pedal drives are in a fixed position below the kayak, so you get pulled up on shallow water, that drive will catch and you could potentially flip, right? Like it could cause you problems. So this is very, very helpful in those situations. And out here in the Keys, there's a lot of places that you have to go through inches deep of water to get where you're going oftentimes. So it's helpful to be able to push those fins up and even kind of flutter kick your way along, just barely propel yourself, but still be moving without having to bust out the hand paddle to get through the shallow water. So that's very helpful. The other thing, and this really came into play yesterday. Up here at this bridge right now, we don't really have any grass. There's no weeds floating. But down there at Bahia, and it was like that last year when I went down there, there's grass mats and weeds just floating everywhere. Seaweed, whatever kind of grass it is, it just ends up there. And if you're trying to pedal through that with a propeller style pedal drive, that prop is going to eat up those weeds and it's going to get locked up, and you're going to have to raise your pedal drive up and clear them weeds off every time you go through a weed patch, which somewhere like down there, it's happening all the time. This Hobie pedal drive with the fins, weeds aren't an issue. You just plow right through them. I didn't have any issues yet. I never had to lift my drive, not one time yesterday. So it just works out better for those situations. And it's lighter weight and it stores more compactly. So there's a couple other perks for it, I guess, if you will, some pluses. So really like this kayak. It's really worked out well down here. I liked it when I was using it back home for the ultralight fishing. I enjoyed my trips here on Lake Ida on the mainland of Florida on my way down in this thing. It's light enough weight, you can get it anywhere. I can haul it, it's short enough, it's only 11 feet long, so I can haul it in the back of my truck without the use of a bed extender. That's helpful. Because what we've been doing, me and the girlfriend, when we go somewhere in the afternoons, I just take the kayak off the truck, leave it where we're staying, and then I can close the tailgate and we can park in normal places. Because when you come to a beach, whether it's the Florida Keys here or any beach, those of you that have ever been on vacation at a beach somewhere, you know this to be true. Parking's at a premium everywhere. If you've got a trailer, if you're hauling a kayak on a trailer or a boat trailer, or if you've got a bed extender, if you're taking a kayak with that, you know what a pain in the butt it is to park. Like it sucks trying to find parking oftentimes, but we've not had any issues down here by being able to take the kayak completely off. So pretty cool, man. It's been a pretty cool experience. Zero regrets buying this. Now, my other kayak sitting at home right now, before I'd left, I got that new Bonafide XTR 130. That's what I had kind of envisioned being my catfish rig for next year. I went up there, Raccoon Creek Outfitters, they rigged up my motor and everything. I brought it home, and it's sitting on my carport. And I'd got my rod holder, dashboard, rack mount, whatever you want to call it. I got that cut, painted, mounted. My rod holder bases, for some reason, got delayed in shipping, and they got delivered while I've been down here. So I'll get those put on when I get home. I'm still waiting to find out when I'm going to get my trailer delivered for that thing. I'm lifting this line up here over this crab pot as we drift along. I hope we're far enough away. I ain't going to get that bait hung, and I may just back up a little bit here and pull this bait out in front of it. There's all kinds of these crab pots right here. I may pull it out, get it away from them. But I'm still waiting to hear when I'm going to get my trailer delivered. It's supposedly done. It's supposedly painted. It's been waiting on shipping for almost a month now, and that's on my to-do list, to reach out to that guy and find out when the hell am I going to get the trailer. I put the deposit down in July on this trailer. It's supposed to be 90 days I was going to have it. And 90 days would have been October. Here we are almost December now. So that's the time of me filming this. So God knows, but that Bonafide is so heavy, I need a trailer. And I don't want to reconfigure the bunks on my current trailer to accommodate it, only to just undo what I just done a week or two later if the thing shows up. So I don't know when I'm going to get the new Bonafide on the water, but it's soon. It's coming very soon. I'm going to try it out. I've got a little buyer's remorse from just setting in it on the carport. It's a huge kayak. It's huge. It's very heavy. It doesn't seem to have a lot of functional, usable space. So a little bit of buyer's remorse so far, but I'm trying to withhold my final judgment on it until I'm able to get it on the water. But when I get home, I'll at least get the rod holders mounted, get everything ready to go on it. And then once the trailer arrives, we'll be able to take it out. And honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna be fishing this next week anyway when I get home. With the weather, with high temps gonna be in the 40s, lows in the 20s, I'm gonna have a shock to the system, and I hate cold weather anyway. I'm not sure I'm gonna wanna get out there, folks. So I've filmed more down here on this trip than what I had planned. Kind of what I envisioned coming down here. I'd film a couple days up on the mainland. I'd film a couple days when I got down here, and then I'd take the rest of the week and just fish, not fool with cameras and all that nonsense. But when I saw the weather forecast, I was like, you know, I'll just go ahead and film the rest of the week down here. And so far, I've been able to get a video every day, with the exception of the first day that I tried to get out, and I didn't even fish. I just got out in the water. It was the wind and the current, it was too much where I was at. And so I ended up not even fishing, but every day that I've tried to fish, that I've actually fished, I've got a video down here, and it's hopefully going to get me enough ahead that when I go back home, if I lose a week when I get home, then not the end of the world. Won't have any disruptions to the schedule for those of you that like to fish with me regularly. And thanks to those of you who do, I appreciate you. Especially here during the winter months when views on fishing channels oftentimes decline. The casual average fisherman isn't fishing in November, December, January, February. They're hunting, they're watching football, they've got family activities, Christmas pageants. You know, life happens, folks, I get it. And so the average casual fisherman ain't interested in watching fishing videos when they ain't fishing. And so views typically drop this time of year, but for those of you that stick with me and continue to support my channel. I appreciate the hell out of you. I've said it for years that y'all keep watching, I keep making the videos, and videos have certainly changed through the years. I went from regular like edited style videos to kind of predominantly doing live streams. And then the shorts thing kind of took off, so I got into that, and then kind of been doing the unedited videos pretty much exclusively this year, 2024, but I got into this format. I really like it. I've never had more views on my channel than with doing this format, and so it just, the stars kind of aligned, I guess, with it. Things kind of come together. Things, after all these years on YouTube, things kind of click. Now, I don't know how long it'll last that y'all keep watching this stuff, but as long as you do, we'll keep doing it. And if views taper off, then I'll ride off to the sunset. Like an old cowboy at the end of the Western. You just see them going off into the sunset. That's gonna be me. My time on YouTube's up. I don't know if that's 2 months or 2 years. Time will tell. But I'm enjoying it now, folks. I don't really want to go down too much further because there's a boat here. It looks like the channel kind of tightens down there. And that boat's sitting right there. He's anchored down, obviously. He's not been moving. We've been drifting closer to him. What I may do is take off pedaling and try to pedal backwards against the current, and we'll just pull this balloon, hopefully be able to still face the balloon to be able to see it go down while pedaling backwards, and put some distance between us and them. And at some point this morning, hopefully the current will go back that direction. Because I don't know how these sharks position themselves and move, but we definitely had more action 2 days ago down on the other side of the bridge, like along that island there. But I mean, it's essentially the same thing up here. You got a channel down the middle of 2 flats. So it's kind of the same setup. I'm gonna put my rod between my legs here a minute. I'm gonna put my buff on. Try not to catch a skin cancer out here this week. Yeah, let's work our way back this way a little bit. We'll pedal and get on the other side of the channel over here. Work down these other poles and pull this thing along and hopefully run into some fish. We're definitely going to be, going against the current. We will still have our scent trail going down, but we will be maybe bringing our bait in front of some fish this way. Didn't matter the other day whether I was going with the current or against it. Hell, at one point I was pedaling and I was probably pedaling at maybe a 2-mile-an-hour pace, plus the current going opposite of me. So that bait had to be up near the surface as it was pulling along, and it got smoked. One of them sharks drilled it. So now I'm holding this rod in my hand. I was using the rod holder the other day, but I thought it'd be more fun today and less likely for me to botch it if I actually held it in my hand. Can't really do 2 rods in the kayak for this. It's just too much to deal with. The way they run, they turn and move so quickly, you're going to end up with major tangles. And so I'd rather just fish 1 rod. Man, that first shark, man, we got him pretty quick. Now it's been, well, hell, it ain't even been an hour. It feels like it's been a while today. I don't know why. I guess I'm so excited, and I want a shark so bad right now. I'm just I'm antsy. I'm impatient today. A couple days ago, it just wasn't taking long. You got a bait out there and boom. At least once I got in the right place for it. Probably that way today too. If we can find ourselves in the right place. I'm looking behind me here periodically, folks. I'm coming up on a pole over here. Gotta watch out. I ain't got y'all watching my back. If y'all's true friends, you always watch my back. But you can't physically watch my back with the camera pointed toward the balloon. If a shark comes up and eats this thing though, with the balloon keeping it up anyway and us going against the current, that bait is probably just inches below the surface. It's going to be one hell of an eat. I mean, it could get acrobatic very quickly when it happens. And I'm here for it, folks. I'm here for it. I don't want them to go getting all acrobatic up in this thing, but I'm here for some acrobatic shows. That first shark today, man, it was awesome. I hope my hands and the reel wasn't in the way of the camera. But yeah, next week, folks, it's back to the real world. Home sweet home. I've got them 2 cats. They're new cats, new to me cats. They were my neighbors. She left them. My channel members have seen them, but one's solid black and one's orange. Both were malnourished. They had been starving. And I ended up taking them in, because I'm a sucker for a sick, pitiful animal. And they were doing pretty well in the house before I left. My girlfriend's adapted to them. The orange cat, he was the most malnourished. He was skin and bones. He's really put on some weight. Got him neutered. The other one had already been neutered. So didn't have to do that, but, oh, there's a turtle, y'all, look. You see it right there? Sea turtle. I went to the sea turtle hospital just the other day. That's awesome. Anyway, the orange one was the most malnourished, and so he's been putting on some weight. And they were doing pretty good. Now, the black one was sweet as can be when it was outside. But once it got accustomed to being inside, it turned into a jerk. It's just very antisocial now. It used to, when I was be outside, it would come up, it'd love all over me, be purring, and I'd sit on the porch, it'd want to come get in my lap. You couldn't pet that cat enough. Now, he wants to come up and lay in your lap, but you better not pet him, because if you pet him, he's going to try to bite you. He wants to be left the hell alone. It's a different cat. Now, the orange one's still very friendly and loving and whatnot, but anyway, you know, I've been gone, obviously, and those cats, they had been in the house quite a bit before I left, but I don't know that everybody was fully acclimated to each other, but now I've been gone. And so my mom's been going over to my house every day and just checking on things. And I have that litter robot, so it's lasting about 3 days between having to clean it out. And the food bowl, I got one of them food bowls that you dispense it from the top and it's supposed to fall down, but sometimes it don't fall down, so it's got to be shaken down. But anyway, she goes over there once a day, just checks on things. Well, these cats have been acting out. At least one of them has. One of them, and I don't know, so here's the first thing they done. So one of them, instead of pooping in the litter box, they pooped in the floor in front of the litter box. And there's a little like rug in front of the litter box there, like catch some of the litter as they come out and whatnot. They took the rug and drug it over the top of the poop that they had done in the floor. Cover it up, right? So my mom went to move that rug thinking it had just been moved away from the litter box, and she had a surprise under there waiting on her. So the next day, she goes, and instead of pooping on the floor and putting the rug on top of it, this time one of them had pooped on the rug, on that little litter mat, and took each one of the corners of the rug and like draped it over the poop. So she said it was like unwrapping a present, like a damn Christmas present of poop there on the mat. And so I don't know, they were both using the litter robot fine before I left. They've still been using it while I've been gone, but one of them, for one poop a day, is pooping outside of that litter box. And I don't know if it's just acting out. I don't know what the reasoning for it is, but it's happening, folks. It's 100% happening. So when I get home, instead of using this camera to film fishing videos, I'm gonna set that camera up in that room where the litter robot is, and I'm gonna try to catch the culprit in the act. And if it's that little black one, it may be finding a new home. That cat was supposed to go to my friend Mark's house. So my neighbor girl had all these stray cats, and she moved, and she was gonna take them to the pounds, what she told me. Well, she never took them, she just left them there. And I felt bad, I started feeding them. And the little black one, it was always so friendly. And I didn't want it to go to the pound anyway. So I'd made arrangements with my friend Mark, because he's got a little farm, and he was looking for like a barn cat. And I said, well, this cat'd be perfect for you. Well then, you know, life happens. He couldn't take it right away, and then I couldn't get it over there to him. And meanwhile, I'm bonding with the cat more and more, and so I end up just deciding to keep the damn thing. Well, now he's acting out. He's just changed his personality since he's been in the house. If he's the one that's pooping in the floor too, he might be going to Mark's after all. He might be converting back to an outdoor cat. I hope it's not, the orange one's so sweet. I hope it's not him causing problems. That orange one, folks, he actually, when I first got the litter robot, I don't know that he knew it was a litter box. He slept in the thing. I was gone. I was gone. My girlfriend sent me a picture, and Marty, that's the orange one, he was in there just sound asleep, curled up in the damn litter robot. So, I don't know what's up with them cats, but my mom, every damn day she's went over there, has had a surprise waiting on her. And Daphne the dog, she puked down there at my parents'. She's staying, so Daphne, the cats are at my house, because cats are easy. You put out extra food, extra water, they got a litter box, like they're easy. A dog, you got to make arrangements for. It's like kind of like having a kid. I guess I don't have a kid, but you get my drift. Like they need more attention. You gotta make arrangements for them if you go somewhere. So Daphne the dog went to my parents to stay. It was the last year or so. She's starting to finally get out of the puppy stage and calm down a little bit, and we're far enough removed away from my dad's shoulder surgery now that not as big a fear of Daphne just getting hyper and accidentally hurting my dad or anything. So anyway, she's down at my parents', but her and my parents' dog play very rough. They wrestle and they act like dogs. And so when my parents go somewhere, when they leave the house, if they're going somewhere that, oftentimes they'll take Daphne and their dog and let them ride, but if they're going somewhere where Daphne can't go, they put Daphne in a crate down there because their dog is old and it will just lay there and sleep the whole time they're gone. Daphne will be into everything, and her and the other dog will be wrestling, and they'll tear the bed sheets off the bed and couch pillows off the couch and everything. So they put Daphne in a crate while they're gone. Well, they come home the other day, and Daphne had gotten sick and puked in the crate. So my mom had to clean it up. So my mom's had a crappy week, literally, the whole time I've been gone, folks. And so I think she's ready for me to come home and take care of my own damn animals again. So she'll probably never watch my animals again. I'm gonna have to do something nice for my mom on Christmas to make up for this. I don't know what's up with them cats. I guess they're just acting out. The only thing I can figure. They know to go in the litter robot. They were going in it before I left. So I don't know. I don't know what's up. But I know I ain't cleaning up poop in the floor every day. I ain't doing it. So if I find out which one of them's doing it and they keep doing it, they're gonna be back to being an outdoor cat. That's the way it is. I like them both, even though Midnight, the black one, even though it's a jerk, I still like it a lot. But I'm not attached enough that I ain't gonna kick it out if it don't get its act together. And my mom said too, so that container of food, it's a pretty large thing. She says they've ate the whole thing while I've been gone. They ate that whole thing within a week. And plus I'd put out another little bowl to the side of it because I knew it don't always just fall down, the food there, like it's supposed to. And so I'd put out another bowl beside it in case my mom, didn't want to go over there every day or every other day. But they've ate all that food, y'all. So I'm gonna get home and they're probably gonna be, when I went to, what trip was it? South Carolina? I think it was the South Carolina trip. I had left the black one in the house. This one it was the South Carolina trip. I'd left the black one in the house. The orange one I was still trying to kind of tame at the time. Because there for a while, I couldn't pet the orange one at all. Now he's the most sweetest loving cat ever, but for a while I couldn't touch him. He didn't trust me. But anyway, I'd left the black one in while I was gone to South Carolina, and he did fine. But I got back. He had put on a bunch of weight while I'd been gone, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna get back and both these cats are gonna be huge if they're eating that much while I've been gone. Now my mom, and you know this, when you see somebody or something every day, you don't notice changes. You don't notice them gradual changes, right? Like for instance, you knew some girl in high school and she was hot, right? Like she was the hot chick. And you get out of high school, you go about your life, she goes about her life, yada, yada, yada. Then you see her 20 years later, and she's 20 years older, she's had 3 kids, and you bump into her at Walmart or something, you're like, oh, hey, I remember you from high school. And you're like, holy cow, man, you've changed. You can't say that out loud, but you know what in my mind, what I'm thinking, like, holy cow, I don't even recognize this person. Like, she's just completely let herself go. That sudden change, right? It's not sudden. It don't happen instantly, but because you haven't, the last memory you had of that person is them being a 10 in high school, and now all of a sudden they're a 3.5 at best in the right light. It's a shock, because it's a sudden change from what your memory had memorized, what you had known them as. Well, it's kind of like that situation with the black cat while I was going to South Carolina. It was just super small and skinny, kind of malnourished when I left, and it sat there and ate all week long while I was gone. I get back, I'm like, man, this cat's put on some weight. And I think that's probably going to be the case when I get home this time, that they're both going to be huge. The orange one needs to put on some weight anyway, because he's still underweight for his size. He was very malnourished. But yeah, I think I'm going to get home to 2 obese cats. Folks, where are we at on this, man? We've had 1 shark here in an hour. Now, I did switch over to this side of the channel as I've been pedaling backwards. Let me see where we're at in relation to the bridge here. We're getting closer to the bridge. Here's what I'm thinking I want to do. I think I want to switch out this bait. I'm going to put on a head bait of something, and I'm going to turn and pedal us quicker and work us down this channel. I don't know if you can see off there in the distance that way, but there's that big island over there. That channel along the left side of that island is where we were getting our activity the other day. And so since this hasn't worked out but for 1 shark and 1 follow up here, let's mix it up and try to go down there. And we'll just work our way down and pull a bait behind us as we go. Something got a bite out of that thing, didn't it? Well, here comes that boat. He's give up down there, I reckon. I don't know if he caught anything or not. Let's see what we got in here. Let's take one of these here, folks. That's a pretty big. I don't have anything. Bear with me a second. Yeah, that's a little smaller than I want. I've got some scraps here. Let's see this one. Well, that's about comparable size. That's the one. Well, look at that thing. He'd been eating grass right there, folks. You can see it. That's that one from yesterday. It's already cut. Let's just use it. We'll troll it along behind us. And we're gonna, actually, you know what? Folks, the current shifted. Either the current has shifted or it's lightened up. We may be about to go through the tide change because the wind is blowing this way still, but we're moving this way. Yeah, we're moving down now. We'll definitely go down here anyway. The current was going the direction that it seems to be moving us now the other day when we got on them fish down there, so I'm gonna put that hook like that. I think that's our best because it's head design. I think that's our best chance of getting one to actually hook up. Okay. Let's spin us around here. I'm gonna get us spun. I'm gonna throw this off behind us. We're not gonna see it go down on this next one, but we'll try to cover some water here. I get myself a little backlash. Try to cover some water here. I'm impatient, folks. I'm impatient. This is my last day. I'm ready to rock and roll here, man. I'm ready to get bit. I want some action. I want lots of it. Okay, let's put that in the rod holder. All right, we got that behind us there. The balloon's pulling along. It's gonna keep that bait up. Don't really You know, the other day when we were trolling like this, at one point I didn't have the balloon on. I was just pulling it and we got nailed. It's pretty awesome. But that balloon's on, so we'll roll with it. If we lose this leader, I will tie on 2 leaders at the next time. That way we'll redo both rods. But I wanted to try to be as efficient as possible out here today. Best I can anyway. Be efficient in an inefficient world. There's 2 boats down here under the bridge and 1 further on down. I at least want to troll us down under the bridge. And then, because the other day, it was maybe 50 yards, 100 yards below the bridge where we were really getting the sharks. It was from there on down the channel there toward that island. Wasn't getting anything up near the bridge. Well, let's move over. We got a boat coming here. We are kind of in this channel here. We're kind of in the boating lane, if you will. Get out of his way. Of course, we get out of his way over here, we're going to be closer to this flat, so that may help our cause too. You can literally see it, and there's signs up there. And of course, you got the crab pots right in front of it. They know where to set their stuff up at. But you can see the color change where it goes from blue to brown, and that's where that flat is right there. It's real shallow. All right, now we can turn again and make our way down. Making our way in the world today takes everything you got. I'll finish the song for me. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, I think the current switched. I think it's moving very slowly down this way now. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I guess it was probably around this time a couple days ago when we were, because I come out and I had that 3 mile. It took me an hour to get up here. Then I fished for bait for a while. Then we got on the shark. So it was probably around this time period, and the current was going that way. And I don't know how, I know the tide's pretty comparable each day. It moves a little bit each day, but around the same time. So it should be going this way for the rest of the morning, I would assume. I don't care which direction it goes, which direction we got to go. I just want to catch some, man. I just want to have some fun. Final day in paradise, and I want to have the most fun I can. Said I'm gonna fish till about lunch today, and girlfriend's gonna come pick me up. On the other side of this bridge over there, I'd found a place to get out. This side's kind of rocky. Well, the other side's rocky too, but there was enough of a kind of a shallow grade area that I could get out before I got to the rocks and keep the kayak from pounding. Because this kayak, the downside of this thing being so lightweight is it's kind of fragile. The plastic's not very durable, and so you don't want to plow into rocks with this thing. Now, I put a keel guard on the bottom of it, but still, you don't want to be plowing into rocks, and you for dang sure don't want to get up on the shore and have the waves kind of pounding you against it. That's a recipe for disaster. So we'll just, and here's what we're going to do too, folks. As we get over here by this bridge, we're going to keep going under it, but I'm going to bust out the spoon and I'm going to make some casts and see if I can get us some bait. I got out here, I casted from one end to the other over there, and was hoping to pick us off some extra bait. So we got enough in the cooler, but I thought we might get us some extra, and I only got that one, whatever it is. So we'll try it here now and see if we can get something else. If we get something, we'll put it on live. Get us a nice live bait. I got my eyes on these people over here fishing off the boats too, as we go by, and see if they're catching anything. I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to have to socialize with anybody, but if we see them just reeling in fish one after another, we could always go over there and say, hey, what's up? That guy got him something right there. I can't tell what it is. We just go over there and say, howdy, partner. Could I offer you a cameo appearance in this video in exchange for whatever fish you just reeled in? And he'd be like, I don't want to be on video. Who the heck are you? All right, let's get our spoon ready. This is a sumo spoon, curved piece of metal. Got a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader, a little 1/4 ounce worm weight above a ball bearing swivel. And I have caught a bunch of fish on this lure this week. I got several peacock bass on this lure on the mainland before I come down here, and now have gotten several fish, bunch of different species around these bridges and stuff, just casting this thing around the bridge columns and in between the bridge columns. Most of the fish has actually come in between the bridge columns, I think. So we'll make some casts right here. Oh, I got hit. Oh, boy, something hit me right then, folks. Something hit me right then. All right, that's a good sign. It'd be nice if we could get us a lot. Oh, I got hit again. Got him. Got him. Oh boy, whatever he is, he's going on the hook. Got him. Got him, folks. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, watch out. He's under the seat. He's under the seat. Them things got fins like the devil's what they got. Let's get this reeled in. Let's get our other bait reeled in. We're going to put this thing on live, folks. We're going to have us a live bait here, and we'll make some more casts and see if we can get some more. Yes, sirree, Bob. Business just picked up, folks. Business just picked up here. We got us a live bait. I'm gonna put him on, hopefully not get him in my hand, because he has spikes. Whatever kind of fish this is, man, they have spikes right on the back that they can flare up and puncture you. All right, let me get him hooked up here. There we go. And I'm gonna take my knife. I'm just gonna cut a slice in him right there, just on the tail. If I can get my knife to cut, this knife's had it. This knife's had it, folks. Goodness gracious, my knife's dull. I can't even cut the skin on that thing. I guess I'm gonna puncture him. I might puncture the thing. I can't get my knife to cut. Okay. All right, got him out there. Let's throw him out. Let's throw him out behind us. Now let's make some more casts here. I'm gonna pedal, folks. I'm gonna put some distance between me and this thing, and we're gonna make some more casts and see if we can get some more. And we'll stick them down in the cooler, and we'll have us some really fresh bait if we can get them. Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. Nice, folks. Got this other line wrapped around my face here, folks, from the other line that we've broke off. It all switched around on me there. Them things the other day, though, man, they were eating them up. Whatever them fish were, they seemed to really like them. Make a few casts right here as we drift along, and then we'll make our way on down. I got hit numerous times right there before that one finally hooked up. I don't know if they just wanted it coming the other way, maybe, because we were above there casting down. Well, they might have moved, I don't know. I don't really know enough about these fish. I'm really ignorant on it. I don't know how they move, where they go, where they're going to be based on wind and current direction. I'm completely ignorant. But I know if I throw this spoon enough around the concrete on these bridges, you eventually will run into something that will bite it. Yeah, we'll just make a few casts right here, and they may be gone. There's that other boat coming behind us. They're moving there, I think. Yeah, people over here on the shore, people over here. We're going to move on from this area, folks, if I don't get bit here, because I don't want to be around all these people. I'm on vacation, damn it. I'm going to have to be around people all next week. I don't want to be around them today. All right, 3 more casts and we out here. Cast right here on this side of it. Kind of the down. Current's very light right now. We must be going through the change. Very light right now, so I kind of want to go. I kind of want to make some casts on the edge of them rocks over there. Let's make us like 2 casts on the edge of them rocks. Them guys are just standing there talking. I don't think they're fishing at the moment. I don't see no rods. I want to make a couple casts on the edge of these rocks. Then we're going to move on and start going down this channel. Throw one over here while I'm at it. Throw one more right here by this bridge column on this side. Well, nothing. We must have just got lucky running that thing through a school of them. All right, let's make our way along here. I'll throw. Oh, something hit me then. All right, let me throw back over there. We just got hit. He hit it a pretty good ways out. there might be something right there off these rocks with the current switching, but it shows what I know. Either way, we got us a live bait on, folks. We've got us a live one. All right, I'm doing this cast and one more. And we're gonna take off, work down this channel here, this side. Especially now that we got that live bait, I'm feeling a lot more optimistic. All right, gave it the college try there, folks. We gave it the college try. We got us one. We have put on behind us. Put that there, behind our seat. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna turn this back around and we're gonna pedal backwards so we can watch this thing go down. Oh, he caught him something over there. I wonder if he'd give us that thing. Oh, I don't want to have to go over there and talk to him, though. I'd like to have whatever's in his hand, though. All right. Yeah, I'm going to hold the rod again. That way we can watch this balloon go down. And, you know, the other day we got about, I don't know, 50, 100 yards away from this bridge on this side, and that's where we were starting to get bit, and then all the way down this channel. So hopefully same scenario is going to set up today. When the current gets going here, it's very light right now, but I'm sure it will undoubtedly pick up. That fishing guide I'd fished with the other day that I'd met, he took me out, what day? That was Monday. He had told me the last 30 minutes of one tide starts to slack off. Then you've got your slack water there, 15, 20 minutes. And then you've got the new tide starting where it's kind of slow. So you've basically got an hour window there where the current is very light. And I think that's probably what we're going through right now. Well, how are y'all doing on the screen there? Y'all got a little. Let's get this thing cleaned off before we get the next shark here, folks. I want y'all to be able to see it as good as I do. I want you to see the whole thing. But I think we're probably right now going through that little time period where you've just got really light flow as we're switching. Because we were going the other way when we got out here. And now we're going this way. And the wind's actually slacked off a little bit. It's still coming this direction, but it's slacked off. Y'all keep an eye out behind me for boats. I don't know what them things are called. Again, I'm sure I've been educated by now in the comment box of the previous videos, but those things in particular are done really well the other day for sharks. And I'm happy to feed them to a shark because whatever they are, they got them little spikes that they can flare up on their back, and they're tiny. But I took two. I took one to the palm and one to the thumb the other day. And boy, that one in my palm stung forever. It stung for like an hour. And so I'm happy to feed these things to a shark. I will gladly do it. Get my revenge. Well, the guy over there in that boat, he's leaving. He said, heck with this. He's had enough of it. We'll try to remember that. If we got to make a run up here and get bait again at some point, we'll remember where I saw him reeling one in at. I don't know what he had, but probably one of them things like we got. They seem to be the most common fit. That and them other things, look like a jack kind of, seem to be pretty prevalent around here. Next year I'll probably bring some, since the spoon has worked so well casting, I'll probably bring some jigging spoons next year. My friend Elias, he comes down here every year. He's actually going to be here the whole month of December. So he'll be filming down here a lot. But he's really good at jigging. He uses lures. He makes his own line of lures, and he's really good at that. I'm not particularly good at jigging. But the spoon, you jig a spoon, it's got its own kind of action built in. You raise it up, it's going to vibrate, and it's going to flutter back down. We may try some of that. I'll get some before next year. I haven't used any pinfish at all. Well, the guide, when I went on his boat, he had some pinfish, but the last couple years I've been able, right there where I'm staying, the dock where we're at has pinfish all around it, and you can get out there with a tiny jig head and a hook, put you a little piece of shrimp or a little piece of squid on there, and they'll gobble it up. But I ain't used no pinfish this year. Since I've been throwing this spoon, I've been able to catch something all the time. And the wind is light enough today. I didn't bring my light tackle rod. If I did, we could have used it today with the wind being as light as it is, but we could have worked the concrete with a jig head and a cut up piece of shrimp, frozen shrimp, and drop it down, and we could have got us some stuff. But between being able to do that and catch stuff with the spoon, I've not had an issue getting us bait. It's just getting our baits eaten that I've struggled with at times. It's like when you own them, and when you ain't, you ain't. I thought we were on to something earlier there, and we had that one hooked up just a few minutes in, but boy, it's been hard times since then. Hard times, as the big boss man used to say on wrestling. When I come out here Wednesday, I was working along that bridge, and I saw a big splash over in this area, and I was like, that's got to be a shark, the way it come up. Because it looked like it's kind of thrashing on the surface like it's after something. And so we come over here, and that's when I started getting bit, but I'd seen the activity. I'd seen the shark activity over here. That's what got me to come over here. But I ain't really seen nothing out here today other than just, well, the one we hooked and the other one that got after the bait. That one that got after the bait there, we seen it swim off. It was small. If I get one that small, I'm going to totally get a hold of it and hold it up for a picture. Once they get 3, 4, 5 foot long, I ain't holding them up. Ain't gonna do it. It would be pretty cool to get a picture though of a shark in this kayak. I want to take this kayak when I get it home. Well, it ain't gonna be this week. I ain't gonna do it out in the cold. But I do want to try to catch a big catfish out of this kayak at some point in time. I don't know how I'm going to rig rod holders up on it. Securely anyway. I mean, I got rod holders on right now, which is fine for what we're doing here with having a light drag and all, but trying to suspend baits in a kayak for catfish where they're going to put all that downward pressure and that torque, you got to have strong rod holders and bases for that. And I don't have a good way to put them on, but I'm going to come up with something. I'm going to figure out a way, and we're going to try to catch us a catfish this thing. And if we can, boy, it's going to be fun, man. Because this thing here, it's so easily moved. We'll go on a sleigh ride. These sharks have taken us on a sleigh ride. Hell, them sharks yesterday took us all over creation. I still would love to know what I hooked into, just with the type. But best I could do was just make out an outline of the shadow because they were so deep. I would assume probably, again, I said this yesterday, but I would assume probably bull sharks, just statistically speaking. But it could have been anything. There's bulls down here, hammerheads, tiger sharks, lemons, black tips, probably other types of sharks. Nurse sharks, certainly, those are the weakest fighting of the sharks. Even the big ones of those don't pull hard for some reason. We caught one out there in the guide boat the other day, and he was pretty good size, but he didn't fight hardly for nothing. And then I got, trying to think if it was last year or the year before, but I got one that was, I don't know, 6 to 8 foot long probably. But it didn't, you're fighting the weight of it more than you are, it's not really pulling, it just kind of comes up. So the good thing is, you hook one, you actually get to see it. But they just don't fight hard. They call them gummies down here, that's what they call them. I don't know why they call them gummies really, but that's kind of the nickname for them. But I'm sure there's other types of sharks too. I've never seen, I've seen the movie Jaws. And I've seen National Geographic or Discovery Channel, whichever one has Shark Week. I've seen the great whites on them videos and stuff in their shows. But I've never seen a great white in person. And if I did, boy, I'd probably doo-doo my pants. Because it's one thing, say I'm in an 11-foot kayak. Last year I had my Old Town's 13-foot. And you see a shark go under you that's about as big as the kayak. That's a butthole puckering moment. But them great whites, the fishing guide said he had seen one, and it was as wide, just circumference-wise, as wide as, and he had a big boat. And it was almost the entire width of the boat. It was that big. They're just incredible size of fish. If one of them things come up and it just dwarfs the size of the kayak, buddy, I would be terrified. And I'm sure, they track them. They put them, what do they call them, GPS transponders or whatever. They put them on some of the great whites and track them. And you can get on websites and look to see where certain sharks that they've tagged and named are at. And so I'm sure some of them are down here, but they primarily seem to be up north. Oh, buddy. Oh, that's a big stingray right there. I saw that thing come up out of the air. I just about pee-peed myself right there. Here we are talking about great whites, and we got a huge splash beside us. That was a stingray. Woo, boy, that was something. That'd be another thing I don't want to mess with right there, the big stingray, folks. He comes up and lands on the kayak. But yeah, up north there, like Rhode Island and stuff, there's a bunch of juvenile. I can't remember if it's what I watched this on, Discovery Channel or I don't know, some little documentary about it. But anyway, there's a bunch of juvenile great whites up there in the Rhode Island area, and they think maybe that's a breeding ground. It's amazing how little they know about the movements and the spawning, breeding behavior of the great whites. It's like we live in a day and time where people seem to know everything about everything, but yet the great whites kind of remain a mystery. But I would not want to mess with one of them things, buddy. I would be. I mean, on one hand, it would be cool to say you caught one. Oh, there's that stingray again. He's way up there by the bridge. Big splash. Them people going on that sightseeing boat tour right there, if they saw it, they was getting them a show. I mean, it would be cool to say you hooked one on a kayak, but I wouldn't want to be out there. And I'm sure, listen, I'm sure people do kayak up there in the ocean in Rhode Island and stuff, but I'd be terrified the whole time. I'm just now getting comfortable with it down here. My first year down here, out here in the ocean with these big sharks, man, it was pretty intimidating. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it now, especially as we've gotten later in this week and I'm more comfortable here in this kayak. Last year, bringing my Old Town down, it sets up higher off the water than this one. This one's very close to the water surface. So the Old Town gives you a little bit more security. Maybe peace of mind is maybe a better word. Just knowing that you're up off the water a little bit. If a shark comes at you full speed, in the Old Town, it's going to hit the side of it. And this thing, because it's so low to the water, hell, it might end up in the floor. So more security in the Old Town. But the Old Town, it's heavier. It's got the prop drive, so I was getting the weeds all the time. And when you're fighting the current, especially around the bridges and stuff, where the current's oftentimes a little bit more intense, getting that thing spun around and repositioned and stuff was a challenge. I had a hard time with that. And this one has certainly been way more maneuverable. So I felt like I made the right call. If I can mount rod holders on this thing for catfish, as much as I love that Old Town, I mean, it's up to this point, it's been my favorite kayak of any that I've had through the years, that Old Town Big Water. But I really, really like this one. I've had a lot of fun on this thing this week. If I can mount rod holders to this one securely for catfish, I'll probably end up selling my Old Town. Because I've kind of looked at it as I call it my grab and go. Just be able to launch it anywhere type thing. But this one's so much lighter. And my Old Town, as light as it is, I still pull it on a trailer most of the time. But this one I literally can put in just about anywhere. And so it's lighter, it's more maneuverable. It kind of is taking the place of the Old Town. And I've had so much fun in it this week. I don't need two kayaks serving the same purpose. I guess what I'm getting at. So if I can mount rod holders securely to this thing, I will probably do it in the spring. Get that Old Town kayak sold. I'll wait till spring. Hell, at this point, it's so late in the year, I may end up waiting until spring to sell my Hobie Pro Angler in the event that I end up liking the Bonafide. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but either way, I got two. Right now, I've got 4 kayaks, folks, and it's two too many. I need to get down to 2. I don't have carport space for all these daggone kayaks, man. Back us up here a little bit. I wonder if our live bait's still alive. I'm gonna reel him in a second here and see if he's still kicking. If he ain't still kicking, we're gonna cut him and maybe get 2 baits out of him. I think he's dead. No, he's still wiggling. He's still wiggling there. He's not really, I didn't do a good job cutting him. He's not bleeding. Not really. Let's do this. Here, y'all look what, I'm just gonna cut him in half. We'll save the other half of him. We'll save the other half and get another bait out of him. Let me get my cutting board before I cut my floor of my kayak here. I can't, man, this knife has gone dull on me. Apparently I'm leaving Florida at the right time because I can't hardly get that knife to cut nothing at this point. Let's throw the tail here in the cooler. Here's another good thing about this kayak too that I noticed immediately. It's so easy to clean. This thing, with it being not having any compartments or anything, it's just like, I spray it off. Of course, you gotta, when you're fishing the salt, you gotta spray everything off every day. Your reels, kayak, everything. Here comes the helicopter. Y'all bear with me. We got helicopter man. Things are loud. But you got to spray everything off when you saltwater fishing because everything will corrode. But just cleaning this thing anyway, man, it ain't nothing to, it don't take 2 minutes to spray this thing off, wipe it down, and good to go. My Hobie Pro Angler has that rough texture, like roto molded or something. And well, you gotta scrub it, elbow grease it, or you gotta pressure wash it. Either way, it's a pain to clean. Takes longer. That's why I never do. Oh no, this helicopter's coming back. He must be sightseeing. He's just hovering over there. I'm working us over here to this other side. I was trying to get out of the channel here. We got a boat coming. He's coming right at us. Look, he's getting a bird's eye view of what we're doing here. Somebody's called the law on me using illegal bait or something. It's like eye in the sky right there when it's following OJ around back in the day. I'm their white Bronco. We got a boat coming. Once he goes by, I think I'm going to go to the other side by that island and try to work the edge of the flat as we drift down. If we keep going on this side of the channel, there's another boat set up fishing down there. It looks like they're probably anchored. I don't know where this boat's going. Right now he's coming right at us. We do set low in the water in this thing. So it can be a little bit more difficult to see us. I do have 2 7-foot rods sticking up behind me though, so there's that. And the sun is behind them, so it's easier to see this direction. I would like to work over on the other side. We were on the other side the other day on that island when we were getting the most action. Not that it makes a difference. I'm sure they roam and everything a lot, but yeah, we got another boat coming down here in a minute, so we'll just, if we can ever get across the channel, we'll go over on the other side. Now this kayak here, it will take some water over the bow. Like if well, I'm going the wrong way. Let me pedal into this and you'll see it here. We'll go over one wave and then, well, it ain't gonna do it now. I wasn't going fast enough. But if you're pedaling and you go into some waves like that, you're gonna take them over the bow. But it just drains right out. I don't know if this boat over here, I don't know what he's doing. He getting ready to set up and fish, or is he don't know what he's doing. He's just bouncing around. We'll see where he goes before we make our run over. We went down there last night. We were going south, and one of them campgrounds down there, I guess, I don't know how it happened. Maybe it was during a hurricane or something, but one of them damn RVs got swept out to the ocean, and it's hung. And you can see the top of the RV. It's about halfway down in the water. But you can see the damn thing. All right, they're moving on now. While we can, let's get over here on the other side. This channel here ain't very wide, but it will be easier for us to, well, I say that, it'll be easier for us to get out of the way, I guess, if we're kind of on the edge. And I typically when I'm catfishing, I like fishing the edges of stuff anyway, ledges and drop-offs and stuff, so. I would like to know how deep it is here. That's the downside of not having a graph with me this week. There's been some places I'd like to know the depth, I'd like to know water temperature, I'd like to know speed sometimes. We haven't had access to any of that, but by gosh, we've caught a bunch of fish without it. Not so much today, but we've caught a bunch of fish. No graph, no motor, no fancy technology, just out here hoofing it. Maybe that's why I've had such a good time in this kayak too. I've talked about that a lot in the past, but like the more complicated I make stuff, like my bona fide kayak here I'm rigging out. I got a 36 volt motor. I'm gonna have a graph on it, a bunch of rod holders. It's heavy as hell. The more simple I can keep something, the more fun I typically have, but yet I constantly overcomplicate stuff and add stuff. And I think maybe one of the reasons why I've had such a good time, not only this year, but in years past coming down here, is the fact that when I come here, because of having to pull through the sand and launch this thing without being able to back in a trailer into the water, it forces me to cut weight and only bring with me what is needed. If it ain't 100% needed, it don't come with me. And so that simplicity, because when you get right down to it, what is it that you need on any particular trip? And I know some people are the exact opposite, like they want to carry everything in the kitchen sink so that they're prepared for any situation. I'm not that way. I want to be prepared for, I mean, it would be nice, sure, if you get on the water and something unexpected's going on and you've got the supplies you need at home, but they're not on the water. Well, dang. But most of the time, how often does that really happen? Most of your trips throughout the year, you leave your house knowing what it is you're going to do and where, and you go do it. And what the hell is this boat doing? Yeah, go that direction, boat. And you got all this distance behind me you could have went, and you're going to turn right there. Hell, he's running up shallow too. He's running up real shallow right there. All right. Well, but most of the time you go fishing, you know where you're going, what you're doing, and you go do it. And so the other stuff you carry with you, it's kind of just there. Don't get used. But if you only took what you actually need, it would be very minimal gear. Like if I go ultralight fishing, what do I need? I need one rod. I need my bait, box of jig heads. I need some pliers, something to cut my line with. That's it. Why carry all the other stuff? Net, you know, if I'm gonna be netting fish. But it's amazing how much crap we carry that just adds weight, takes up space, and just doesn't get used. Down here, and this kayak especially, because there's no hatches, there's nowhere to put stuff, so anything that I bring with me has to be stored on top of the kayak. And so I've got, what is that up there along the bridge? Is that stingray again, or is that something else splashing up there? Is that a shark of some kind? That bridge column right up there, I don't know what that was. I didn't see, I saw the aftermath of the splash, but I didn't see whatever it was. Of course, now you ain't gonna come back up. I don't know what that was. But, yeah, this kayak, I don't have any hatches. So everything has to be stored on the outside. So I've got a crate behind me that stores my rods so I can stand them up. It's got a small cooler in the crate. And there's enough space inside that crate, even with the cooler, that I can fit one Plano box, and I've got it in a bag because it's not waterproof. I've got it with just some basic tackle, my shark rigs, and that's it. And I store my cutting board back there. Like, that's it, man. That is my setup for this kayak. Like, that's what I got out here with me. Oh, there was another big splash over there. Is that damn stingray? It's got to be that stingray, probably. Again, I saw the aftermath and not the... Oh, our balloon. Our balloon's under. Our balloon's under. I'm gonna let him go with it here. We got something. I think he still got it because our balloon's headed that way. He don't know he's hooked yet, folks. He's just swimming right now. He don't know he's hooked. Oh, he just let it go. He just let it go. See if he'll come back for it. Dang. Whatever had it wasn't really running with it. I don't know if it's a shark or something else. We're right over here on the edge. You can literally see here under me, beside me. We're coming up here on shallow water, so we're right here on the edge of this thing. All right, let's reel it in. See if we still got bait or if he ripped it off. Pulled our balloon way down the line. No, our bait still looks good. It still looks perfect. All right, well, let's get back out here a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna spin us back around this way, that way I can, as the wind pushes us toward the shallows, I can more easily keep us facing the balloon and also keep us off the ledge over here. Okay, let's back us up. Well, that was some kind of life, at least. We've had a long drought here. I was very optimistic we were going to tear them up here today. And we still might, but it ain't worked out just yet. We'll put just a little bit more distance between us and that. I want to capture the jumps on video, like I want it to be happening right in front of me, but at the same time too, I don't want to end up with a shark in my lap. Let's loosen our drag back down. Okay. All right, folks, we're back in the game. I was getting excited again, folks. That balloon goes under. It's like watching a bobber. When you're a kid bluegill fishing, I'm going to let out just a little bit more line. Same thing with just much bigger fish. We're barely moving right now. I guess we're just in that slack tide period. Like, we're just barely moving along. Hopefully when the current kind of really gets going again here, hopefully that'll maybe help our cause. When we were really shellacking them the other day, the current was moving. Like, I'd hook one and I'd see myself drifting by that pole super fast. So, not that it makes a difference, but it might. We'll get us turned back around here a little bit. Other than that stingray that's come up, and I don't know if that was what them other splashes were, but like, that's been the only surface activity that I've seen out here today. I've not seen any fish getting chased. Nothing like that. I'm gonna stand up here just a minute, folks, and stretch my legs a little bit. Again, I feel good overall. But my butt, my low back, my legs, I'm feeling it. I've put a lot of miles. I can feel I'm not like in pain, but it's, you know, it's noticeable. It's fatigue. I'm gonna definitely, when I get home, especially after the drive back, I'm definitely gonna rest a couple days. We'll see if I can get some stuff done around the house this week. I gotta do leaves at some point. I'll have to get out there in the cold. I'm sure I've had a million leaves come down while I've been gone. I'm gonna get my mower serviced. Whenever I get my leaves done for the final time, I'm gonna take it and get it serviced, get it ready to go for spring. Do that in the winter. You don't have to worry about scheduling and all that stuff in the spring when they're always busy. Get that done. I'll have to certainly clean house, give the house a good deep clean after being gone so long. Them cats running the place like a prisoner's running the jail or something. Do laundry, normal real life stuff, boring. Nobody wants to, oh, here we go. This ain't boring. This ain't boring. There goes our balloon. Oh my God, it's coming right at us, folks. It was coming right at us. The balloon's coming right, it's under, but it's coming right at us. We're going back. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Oh, buddy, I think that's a spinner. That's a smaller spinner right there. Oh, is he still on? Did he come off? He come off. Oh. And that bait is still in dang near perfect condition. Oh, backlashed us good. That balloon, I was getting scared for a second there, folks. That balloon was under, but it was coming at us. I was like, oh, he's going to end up in our lap. Oh, man, I've done it good. Dang it. Y'all can't cast for nothing. You know, there we go. Y'all can't cast for nothing. Every time I let y'all cast one of these things, you get it backlashed. I've never backlashed in my life. Every time I hand this rod to you, that happens. Well, folks, I think that was a small spinner shark right there. I could be wrong. At least he didn't break our line. Our balloon it's drifting right over there along the edge, so we'll try that. Oh, let me back that off. I want some pressure there, but I don't want much. Not so much that when they hit on that initial run that it could potentially either yank the rod out of my hand or get me in a dangerous situation in the kayak. Oh, I see something else. Folks, I think that might have been another shark. Right up here to the right, I saw him. I don't see him now. Oh, there's our balloon. There's our balloon. He is over there too. Look at that balloon go. Look at it go. Look at it go. He's coming right at us, folks. He's coming right at us. We're about to get spun around here, buddy. When he realizes he's got that hook in his mouth, and I hope he's got it, I want him to take it. Oh, you let go. You let it go. As soon as I put a little tension on there. And again, the bait is in dang near perfect condition. I wonder if that shark I saw over there bite was the one that had it. I think it was a shark. It was something. How are they not tearing that bait up? I know them things ain't that tough. Okay, well, you know what? We got a little excitement here, folks. We've got a little action going on. Let me make sure y'all, in case we get bit again here soon, let me make sure y'all, you look good. You ain't got no water all over your face there on the lens, so. Yeah, let's just keep working the edge over here. And eventually the current will hopefully pick up here and take us on down. We are moving. I mean, we are making our way down from the bridge. It's very light right now. All right. I think it was probably just too small, maybe. That spinner shark we lost was pretty small. If it's the same one or a comparable sized one, he's probably not getting the bait and the hook. Boy, that's exciting though, man. I see that balloon go under and I'm like, oh, here we go. If we could control which direction them damn things go, I'd put that balloon right here in front of us, but I do not want them to end up in the floor of this thing. And I guess now they're gonna, it makes sense they're gonna come toward us anyway, because this is the deeper water where we're sitting. Hang on, we got a big boat going by. The kayak took it like a champ. Definitely a lot more boat traffic today, I guess because I'm filming this on a Friday. I guess there's more people out here after the holiday, of course. It seemed like a lot of people come to town down here for Thanksgiving, because yesterday it seemed like there was a lot more traffic. It's weird how some things were open, business as usual yesterday, like all the restaurants were open, Putt-Putt was open, but other things closed, like the grocery stores closed. We were coming back last night and I had a craving for some apples and some caramel dip. Well, I was just out of luck because wasn't no grocery store open. Everything else just business as usual. I guess a lot of people probably come down for the holiday, got them a long weekend off work. They're gonna come down here, and now we're seeing a lot of boats on the water here because of it. It's been pretty light traffic overall earlier in the week. I really have been surprised how few boats I've seen. Now, of course, this year I didn't go. What I wanted to do this year was try to fish some new places down here. And the last 2 years I've went to 7 Mile Bridge and spent a fair amount of time there. And so this year I kind of wanted to get away from that, try some different places. I did go to Bahia again because I hooked that big shark there last year. I wanted a rematch, and well, I got my rematch and lost both times. So, but I wanted to go back there again. But otherwise, I fished new places, and of the new places I fished, this was my favorite. Hasn't panned out today yet like we did there earlier in the week, but I decided to come here again. But this area is so big, there's so much water, so many bridges, and that's just the stuff you can see. That's not even counting like the offshore stuff, the reefs and whatnot. So there's a lot of places to explore down here, and I figure if I can come down here once a year, hopefully we can kind of keep this going. It works out perfectly with my girlfriend's schedule because her birthday is November 24th, which usually falls around Thanksgiving, and she gets Thursday and Friday off at work for Thanksgiving anyway, so she only has to take 3 days vacation for us to come down here for a whole week. It really works out. And so if we can keep this up, keep coming down here, give it 10 years and let me fish a few new places every time I come down and get better at what I'm doing every time I come down, I'll eventually get things dialed in and be able to just show up down here and look at the weather forecast, the wind forecast, the tide schedule, and know exactly where I need to go and what I need to do. I'll get there eventually. Just like I can with catfish and other fish species back at home. I've just done it so much. I kind of know where I need to go and when. It don't always work out every trip, but for the most part, I have a rough idea of what I should be doing. And that just comes with time and experience. And that's what I'm lacking down here right now is I haven't had a lot of experience. And I don't have techniques dialed in down here either. That's another big thing. Like if I knew exactly what I was doing and how I wanted to do it, then I could just try the different places and kind of dial things in as far as wind and current and location and all that. But I'm having to kind of learn. I'm learning what techniques will work for me down here while I'm trying to learn all the other stuff too. So it's just a process, man. It's a process, and it's a fun process. I think the current's starting to pick up a little bit. It seems like we're moving a little quicker now. You notice that, how it just all of a sudden, like we just started, we were barely moving along, and now here we go. Kayak's moving faster than the balloon right now. I think that's because of the wind. Maybe it ain't the current, maybe it's the wind that's pushing us. Either way, we're moving. I'm just gonna let it take us for a while. We'll go down here, probably about the top of this island, see how it goes, see what we hook, if anything, and then come up with a plan from there. If we get bit, we'll keep doing what we're doing. If we're not, I may take the balloon off and put a larger piece of cut bait on and troll up through here. It's some deeper water. The other day, I mean, we didn't have a bait out long at all before it would be nailed through there. Especially that type of fish that we're using. But today's a different day. I don't typically, when I do these unedited videos, I don't typically look at the footage. Now I have a little bit this week when I've offloaded on the computer, just curious about lighting and stuff and the fish I've caught and whatnot. But today, when I get back today and put this footage from today's video on the computer, I'm very excited to see that first shark jumping up right there in front of us. I think that's going to be cool. It'd be real cool if we could get bit right now. That's what I want. I want to get bit right now. I've been patient, y'all, but hell, we've been waiting 2 hours. Over 2 hours now. We've seen 2 sharks in 2 hours. I think the other day we had about 7 or 8 bites in the last 2 hours. What is that over there? I'm gonna stand up a second. Maybe that's just the bottom, something on the bottom over there. I saw a different color. I thought maybe it might be a fish or a turtle or something. Maybe I should take that balloon off and just drift here. Just throw it out, and I should maybe even change out that bait already. Here, let's do this. Here, I'll tell you what, let's do. We're not getting bit up here on the surface. Let's drop it down. What I'll do, I'm gonna leave that bait on the hook, but I'm gonna add the other piece to it. You think my knife is sharp enough to puncture this balloon? I don't know if it is or not. There we go. That thing ain't good for much at this point. I don't know how the hell I've dulled it this week. Oh, maybe it's because it's rusting right there. I don't know. Oops, I about cut our leader. That'd have been something. Yeah, let's do this. Let's take that other piece. We'll put the head and the other piece on. And give it some extra flavoring down there, if you will. And we're just I'm gonna run over here off the edge of this drop. We're drifting up on it here right now. We'll do that. Fish a little deeper maybe. I'm not gonna put a weight on there. I'm just gonna use we'll let out some line and it won't be, I was hoping with them black tips, with them coming up and getting all jumping up through the air, which they may still do that if they hit the bait a little deeper. I don't know, but there don't seem to be much happening up here on the surface right now, up near the top. Oh, right here's something, look at this. Right there's something. Did you see that? There was a shark going by right there. It's a golly bum, I've backflashed myself. Right there was a shark going by right there, folks. I don't know if that got on camera or not. I saw him. He's got it too, by gosh. He's got it. He's got it. I'm pretty sure he's got it. Let me get him. Well, let's get us turned here, folks. He's got it. He's got it, buddy. He got it right there. Oh, and he just let it go. Or did he? Oh my gosh, something was swimming with it. I saw him. I tried to drop it down. Let's try that again. Boy, I've been snake bit all week, folks. I've been just one blunder after another. Yeah, let's do this. Put a little line out there. Okay. Back us up. I do want to put us out over this drop and we'll just drift along the edge. We'll try that. I saw that daggone thing coming out though. I saw him and I dropped it down real fast. I wonder if he didn't circle back around and get it, but he didn't take the whole, he was swimming off with it, but instantly let it go. Back off this drag just a little bit. Yeah, we'll just take the balloon off and we'll fish that bait down a little deeper. Let's try that. We've tried it the balloon way for a couple hours. We've got 2 sharks that we've hooked. So let's try this. We'll go down a little deeper. Now we may get a different kind of shark. That'd be okay. I just want to get bit, man. And I'd like it to be big enough to give us a good time, but small enough that I can get him to the surface and get a look at him. I don't know what kind of shark that was coming out. It looked kind of brown on top. Interesting. Y'all keep your eyes peeled. You see any more, we'll try to put this bait in front of them. We'll just put both them pieces on the hook, give it some extra flavoring out there. We'll drift along. Hopefully we won't get snagged in nothing. Don't know how deep it is, and so I don't know if we'll get snagged or not. I don't know. I ain't gonna put no weight on it though. We're just gonna free drift it there. I'm gonna keep us, as the wind pushes us closer to that edge, I'll just use the pedals here in reverse and keep us off of it. I'm gonna keep this rod in my hand though, in case we get some excitement. We've had bad luck getting things to stay hooked up and keep line intact. All week long it's been like that, except for yesterday. I didn't have no problem keeping them fish intact. Couldn't get them off. Had to cut my line. But man, out here I've had malfunction after malfunction. It's a cluster, folks. You come fishing with me, buddy, it's an ordeal. I feel that bait on bottom. With us moving, hopefully we won't have crab problems. The other day when I was down at that other bridge down yonder. I threw the bait out on bottom. I was trying to hold myself in place with the pedals, just kind of poor man's spot lock, if you will. We got crabbed. I'm hoping with us moving down through here, the crabs won't be able to do much damage. It's definitely catching a little bit there on bottom. And I could have run that balloon further up the line and let it sink down more, but the balloon's going to come up the line anyway when the shark hits it and that tension hits, because it's overhand knotted onto the line, so it's got enough resistance that it's there holding the bait, but when a fish hits and pulls it under, like, it's going to slide up. A lot of people have asked me, okay, that's a fish. That's a fish. Nope. Let it go. I felt that one thump. I was trying to say, a lot of people have asked me, why balloons instead of floats? And I prefer balloons because they're compact, they're cheap. First off, you can buy a pack at the dollar store or Walmart, so they're cheap, but they're compact. You can store them real easy. You can put a whole pack of them down in your tackle box or your bag. They don't take up any space. A float large enough to float a piece of cut bait or a big live bait is big and takes up a lot of room. And where are you going to put it? In a kayak like this, especially, where you don't have a lot of space. So I'd just rather use a balloon, disposable, and hell, I can buy a pack of balloons. I bought a pack of balloons before this trip. I got about half of them left. It cost me $1. So I've used about 50 cents worth of balloons, and there was something splashed right there. Something splashed right there, folks. Right there, I don't know what that was, but we're gonna cast this thing over there in that direction. I don't know what that was, but that was something come up. Damn near every splash we've seen today. I've been looking, I've caught a glimpse of it, but not the fish. I saw that stingray like twice up there by the bridge. Every other time, all you see is a splash. We know there's some sharks here, though, by gosh. We done. Between the ones we hooked, that other one I saw, we just need them to eat it. Pedal us back out here a little bit, get us off that flat. Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited, folks. I'm ready for this. I am pumped up for this. Fill it on bottom again. Can't be very deep through here. I bet it's less than 20 feet deep, probably. For no more line than we've got out and to be on bottom, you know. Hopefully we don't end up snagged. It's gonna be a pain. We'll just have to cut our line if we get snagged, because it's between the wire leader and that 50-pound line, I ain't gonna be able to break it off by hand. We'll try this for a little while, though. If it don't pan out, we'll go back to a balloon, but we gave the balloon 2 hours and hooked and lost 2, so let's try this. Give this at least an hour. Comes another boat. I got my eyes peeled, buddy, though. I'm looking around. I'm like eagle eye up here. I have seen people use drones, especially along the bridge, and be able to locate sharks. Well, last night when we were down there watching the sunset, we were able to see stuff looking down in the water. We saw some big stingrays, and we saw some longfish. I don't know if they were tarpon or barracuda. I don't think they were sharks. There was a school of them, though. They were big and long, so I assume probably tarpon maybe, but I don't know to be certain. But you can see a lot of stuff looking overhead into this clearer water. Now this area here is a little bit, of the places I've been, this area seems to be a little bit murkier water, which I've wondered if that wouldn't help my cause, being a little bit murkier since I've got the wire leader. Be more difficult for them to see it in the murky water versus the clear water. But in the clear water, you can see, if you've got an overhead angle, you can see way down in it. And somebody come out here with a drone and was flying it around, you could probably just visually sight see your fish and then go to that area. I've thought about doing that with carp too. I don't know how it'd work out in the backwater creeks at home, especially with some of the dirtier, muddier water and stuff. But them carp, oftentimes I can see them just standing up in the kayak as I go through the creeks. If you could fly a drone around and see exactly where they are in the creeks, you wouldn't have to risk spooking them. By going back, you could set up before you got to them. Look right here. Look right here, folks. You see that? There's two sharks right there. Right there, up near the surface, there's two of them. We're going to put a balloon back on. They literally just saw two swim by. Let me toss it out that way. Let me toss it out that way, right there. They were going that direction. I'm gonna reel this damn thing in. I'm working a piece of cut bait like a lure here. Let's put it, we saw that other one go by a little while ago. I just saw two right there. I just saw two. Let's put a balloon back on. I said we were gonna try this an hour, but hell, I'm seeing, look right here. Well, look right here, there he is. Did you see that? He's right there. There he is. You see him? You see him? Watch him come up here and eat this thing. Watch him come up here and eat that thing. You see him right there? Oh, I landed behind him. I lost sight of him. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. There he is. He's right up there, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. I've lost him again. He circled back around, man. I hope that got on camera. I'm looking for him. He's right over there. He's right over there. Oh, let me get my pedals. I see him right up there near the surface, folks. He's right up there near the surface. He's looking for it. He's looking for it. Right there, you see him? He's right there. Look at him. He's here. There's our bait. He's coming for it. He just turned. How sick would this be? He's right there by it. He's right there by it. He's right there. There's our bait. I've got it up near the surface. I want him to eat that thing right there, man. Come on back, shark. Come on back. I don't know what kind it is, but that would be so cool. He's over there. There's two of them. There's two of them right there. Here he is. He's about to eat it. He's about to eat it. There's that other one. Oh, he just spooked. Look right here. He's looking. Oh my gosh, they come right up on it and turned. What is it that they don't like about it? Are they seeing the kayak maybe? Am I too close? Oh, there's two of them, and they know what's up. They know what's up, folks. They know there's food here. I've lost sight of them now. Both of them come up right there after this thing. I wonder if that was the kayak that spooked them. Let's do this. Let's get another balloon on since they're up here, right here on the surface. Oh, buddy, those were smaller sharks, probably black tips. But buddy, that'd be a good time. I want to get them on there. I want to do it. Let's do this, folks. Let's do this. Give me some line here, folks. We gotta give me some distance here. We've got some fish right here in the area, man. I wonder if I shouldn't switch this bait. Maybe they want something different. I don't know. Let's just get some distance between us. Let's get some distance between the kayak and the balloon. Oh, buddy, that's exciting, man. How awesome would it have been if we could have hooked one right here in front of us? They're out here circling around. They definitely picked up on the scent and was able to lock in on it. Okay. Okay. You know, let's just put a little bit of distance here. We'll get back under the balloon because they're around, buddy. They're around. They know it's here. They know there's something here for them. There's two of them swimming together. I bet that was the same two I had seen go by a minute or so before. Where are we at in the video? I got to look that up when I get home. 152 minutes this thing's been going. Okay. Yeah, I want to see that when I get home. I'll stand back up again if I can here while the water's calm and just get a look. How are y'all looking? Can y'all see anything? Y'all, okay, you still good. Screen's still good. That's just me checking my drag here. I'm just gonna stand up, eyes peeled. I stand up, I'm like a sail. The wind catches me, pushes me right over there on top of our bait. I guarantee you if we had us a live bait, that shark would have smoked it. He come up, I mean, both of them come right up there on it, looking at it, investigating it. That one turned off of it at the last second. I don't know if he turned because of the bait or if he turned because of me. I want to catch both of those. I want to put a hook in both of them. Again, not very big. I think they were probably black tips. But I want to catch both of them. And I want them to come jumping up in the air and doing flips and stuff. I don't want for much, folks. And I want Helicopter Man to go fly somewhere else. I definitely want that too. Stand back up. I wish I had some better bait right now, man. If we had a live bait on. I don't want to run all the way back up there to the bridge though, especially. No better than I done when I got out here this morning and no better than we done when we passed through it. I'd rather just try to rock it with what we got. The other day it didn't matter, man. They were hitting everything. I don't see them around right now. They probably moved on. I'm gonna get us, the wind again is pushing us at an angle. I'm gonna let it get us back over here closer to that drop. And then I'm probably going to let it take us down just past this top of this island, maybe midway down, and then we'll turn and we'll troll, pull this thing behind us. Maybe if we're pulling this thing, they won't realize that it's dead. I don't know, folks, but that was pretty cool. If we could have got that thing to eat, oh my gosh. I don't know what I'd done. I'd have been excited though. I'd have definitely been excited. This is exciting anyway, because you don't know when that balloon's gonna go down. When the rod's gonna go down. Like, you just don't know. That's me just checking my drag there, paranoid about it. But it's exciting, man. Like back home, a small catfish don't excite me anymore. I've caught too many of them. My gear's too heavy for small catfish to really give me a big tug, you know. So it takes a bigger and bigger catfish all the time to really get you pumped up and excited. But these sharks that I've caught so few, and they fight so hard anyway, it don't take a big one to really get me going. And those right there that we saw are perfect because we can catch them. We can land them in a few minutes. Maybe have a chance at even getting the hook out of them. And be ready for the next fish. It don't take forever. I guess though, when we start trolling back up, and the current's picking up here for sure now. Look, we're drifting now. The wind ain't changed speeds at all, but we're really moving now. When we start trolling back up, I may just go ahead and switch out a bait, because those have been, I added that second piece on, but the other one's been out a while. We'll take a look at it maybe. Everything in my cooler's old at this point, so. And I could be making some casts out here right now. If the edges drop, maybe we catch something, but as sure as I do that, this rod's gonna go down and we're gonna miss the takedown, and I'll mess it up somehow. So we're gonna roll with what we got. Just 2 more boats go by. Lots of boat traffic through here. Yeah, with the turtle hospital the other day we went to, playing tourist at, one of the most common turtle injuries was boats. Either the boat or the motor hitting the turtle, causing damage to the shell. It's one of the most common injuries. I wonder how many sharks get hit. I guess sharks are faster than turtles. Maybe, and their senses are maybe a little better. Maybe they could get out of the way quicker. But the turtles get hit all the time. I bet you the manatees get hit all the time. I saw a manatee yesterday at Bahia, actually. When I went back over to I launched out of the swimming area, which they had signs up saying don't do that, but there was nobody there when I launched, so I did it. It was right there by the parking lot. It was easy. When I went back, there was 1 million people there, and so I ended up going to the boat ramp that they have and taking out there. And that boat ramp is kind of in a little tucked in, protected area. Now, I saw a manatee in there. And them things, I mean, they're huge and they're very slow moving. I bet you they get nailed by some boats. I mean, I've heard, I don't know of any places down here in particular, but I've heard of some places putting up signs like idle speed because manatees and stuff like that, where they're kind of known to be. But I bet you they get hit. I bet you they get hit throughout the year. And I bet you they'd do some damage to your boat too. It was interesting to see that turtle hospital. It's one of them things in life, it don't matter what you're into, you can guarantee somebody else is into it too. There's some people are passionate about everything. People down here, that turtle hospital, they're passionate about sea turtles. And they've set up that hospital. They've got a foundation for them, raise all that money, and be able to support them turtles they get that are just disabled and can't go back out. They do Facebook live streams in there and stuff. And they got our tour probably had 20-something people walking around at $35 a pop. And they do tours every half hour, 7 days a week, open to close. I think it's like 9 to 4 or 10 to 4 or something like that. So let's say they do 12 tours a day, and they got 20-something people at each one of them, and multiply that by $35 a pop. That's quite a bit of money they raise every day just taking people around and explaining what they do, not to mention all the donations and grants and all that they get. Y'all, where'd them damn sharks go? Where'd they go? We had 2 of them up right near the surface. That bird just took a crap right there. He said doo-doo on this. The bird's got mud butt too, it's diarrhea. Them cats better not have diarrhea today. My mom's gonna kill me, folks. She just, and she advocated for that, because my mom, both my parents love cats. They've got 3. And so they've advocated for them cats, for me to take care of them and whatnot. And Mom had it, boy, she had plenty to take care of this week. You believe, though, that one of them damn cats wrapped that turd up like a Christmas present on that litter rug? I mean, folded the daggone corners over on it. That takes some effort. By gosh, they've done it. I'll tell you what I want to do, folks. The current's picking up. I kind of want to pop that balloon, throw these baits behind us, or maybe throw one bait behind us, kind of streamline it a little bit, and pull it troll going back up against the current without a balloon, so it's going to pull through the water a little better. I think I'd like to have a head bait, maybe something with eyes. I'm so indecisive right now, y'all. I can't make up my mind. What we're doing here ain't working at the moment, and I want it to work, dadgummit. I want what I want, people, and I want it now. Let's pop our balloon here again. Well, I had to jab that thing 3 times to pop it. 3 times right there, folks. This knife is duller than damn it. Okay. Yeah, this bait's been out there a while. It still looks okay. I mean, it's still red and everything. But, I wonder if I could cut some slits in this part, maybe. Get it. See any more blood up here, possibly anymore? This is definitely the freshest. This is the one we caught up there on our way down, so it's the freshest, certainly, of the baits that I have, but if it's kind of bled out, Let's see what else we got here. Take that big, this big head here, I don't know. Hell, we could try it. We'll try it, folks. Let's try a different bait. Try something a little larger, maybe. All these other ones I got here. Actually, you know what? I've got another one of these that we ain't cut. There we go. Now it's older, but golly, that knife dulls all get out. It's older, but at least we ain't cut it yet. It'll still have some blood in it. All right, now let's use this. Okay, well, let's try this, folks. Again, we just out here, it's a cluster, folks. This ain't the place to come for expert advice on what we're doing. I'll get there someday, but I ain't there right now. Right now, I'm just a old Guggen or whatever. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but what I am gonna do, let's troll. We're just past the top of this island. Let's throw this out behind us. We'll troll against the current. This thing will be pulling behind us. And between how light the bait is and the fact we'll be moving against the current, the water resistance, it'll keep it up near the top of the water. And we'll cover some water down through here. Maybe we bring it by them sharks. We create a little bit of a scent trail. We'll see what happens. We won't be able to watch the takedown in this situation, but we ain't watching no takedowns with we ain't watching no takedowns regardless. Let me get that spray off there. We ain't watching no takedowns regardless right now, folks, because we ain't getting bit. So let's try this. Either work or it won't. It worked the other day. We couldn't do no wrong the other day, though. Like, everything we were doing was getting us bit. The current is definitely picking up, so we'll make our way back up here. Well, I mean, if we get bit, we'll just turn around and fight that thing, but maybe troll our way back to the bridge. Make some casts around the bridge. Leave a shark bait out, but make some casts around the bridge, see if we can hook something else. There's another big boat. I guess all the morning charters are probably going back now. These fishing guides down here, I mean, I'd say they, well, I mean, I talked there to the fishing guide there that I went out with, that I'd met. And to hear him talk, like some of them guides, you know, they're not always staying booked up and stuff, but I guarantee you these party boats down here, where they take you out for a day of fishing for $100 or whatever, and they pack 1 million people on the boat. Every time I've seen one of them go by, they're full of people. Like them things, I'd say they stay booked year round. And their boats are so big on them party boats, like they're going to be able to go out in rougher winds, rougher conditions than most smaller fishing boats. Maybe if we bring this bait trolling by a fish, they'll really, instead of having time to look at it like them sharks we tossed at, maybe they'll just have to react and snatch it. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, folks. I'm just hoping to get lucky at this point. That's what it's going to take for me to catch a shark and actually land one today. I'm about to get lucky. We started out pretty good, man. 20 minutes in, got us a shark. Hooked one anyway. But boy, since then, well, here comes another boat down through here. We're really going to have to be careful. If we hook up something big and he tows us out in the middle of this channel, wasn't a problem the other day when there wasn't any boat traffic, but today, we're going to have to be careful. That's the one thing that ain't happened, and it would be fitting if it happened today. We've lost the shark every other way imaginable. What we need now is we need to hook one, be fighting it, him strip off a bunch of line, and a boat go by and chop our line. Now, we've had we've lost fish every other way imaginable. That's what we need to happen next. If that happens, I'm just going to laugh at it. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to say any cuss words. I'm just going to laugh at it. That's all we're going to be able to do, just laugh. That would be so fitting, though. But yeah, folks, right up there, somewhere up in there, along them trees and the rocks and stuff, and it's just rocks coming off the side of the bank. But there was just enough area without big rocks that I could get out. And so that's what I did the other day, because I didn't want to. Being here this far down, and the other way to get back to where I'm staying is past the bridge the other direction, we're probably 5 miles away by water from where I'm staying. I did not want to make that pedal back, especially after being tired the other day and just pedaling nonstop. So I just made my way over there up the shoreline until I found a spot, and the parking area up here, for some reason, it was blocked off. They got it coned off. I don't know why. But my girlfriend was able to drive around the cones and pull off there and just load me up. Not like we were, I'm sure we might have got a ticket or something if a cop had went by, but it wasn't like we were parking there just to park there all day, just long enough it don't take me long to load this thing up. I can throw this thing in the back of the truck, strap it down, and within 3 minutes. But yeah, it took out there, and it was so much easier. And so today we come out, and I had her get up early and just drive me up here and drop me off right there. I put in the same spot I took out at, so I was right here by the bridge first thing, saved me time. And so I thought, I'll just make a few casts around the bridge before I start the video. I was hoping the bite for the bait would be like it has been on some of the other days this week, and I'd be able to just load us up with a cooler full of fresh bait before I started the video, and hopefully have a bite for the sharks like we ended up on at the end of that video that I filmed out here that day, and have a whole stretch of it. But it just ain't worked out that way today. Not yet, anyway. I'm trying to think what bait. I can't remember now. I'm trying to remember what bait that first shark ate this morning. I can't remember. It's whatever the bait I got on now is, and we caught that one up here by the bridge. But that's been primarily what we've been fishing with. I may need to try one of them other types of fish I got in there. I don't know. We know there's some sharks here. By gosh, we've seen them. we can't say, well, there ain't no sharks here, because we've seen 2 for sure, plus the other ones that we've hooked. They here. They just ain't having my offering today. I don't know how good a shark's eyesight is. You have to think they can see that wire leader. If it being, solid wire, and even in water like this, it's a little murky, but it's clear enough. You got several feet of visibility. I'm sure they can see that wire. Most of the people down here that's fishing for other things are going to use fluorocarbon leaders because of the visibility. But you can't really do that with sharks. They're pretty much, their teeth, they're gonna chew right through that. So pretty much need wire. Now I could probably use thinner wire than what I have. But again, the other day it didn't matter, but I think there was probably either more sharks here that day, or we had just got lucky and found ourselves in a right place at the right time for a little feeding activity period. I want to troll our way up here though. I'm over here, I'm just off to the left of these crab pots, which are just off the ledge, and I would assume the way these crab pots go in a line up here, just off of the shallower water there, I would assume they're on the break line, because that seems like that would be a good place to put them. So we're kind of just to the left of them, hopefully on that break line as we travel up through here. And I'm looking too, folks. I've got my eyes peeled over here to the left as we travel along to see over there in that shallow water if there's any shark fins that come up. Because sometimes them sharks will get up there on them flats. I've seen them as I go place to place and whatnot. If we see anything like that, we'll certainly take off. It would actually probably be easier if I could stand up in this kayak the whole time as far as being able to spot stuff, but this kayak's plenty stable enough to stand up in, but I don't want to be doing it in choppy conditions when these boats are going by and stuff. Well, these boats keep going by, so it's hard to get much time to stand up. And of course, right now, if I stood up, would be going backwards. I need to get me because this hull of this kayak is like a stand-up paddleboard. That's essentially what it is. The stand-up paddleboard, pedals and seat. I need to get me a paddleboard paddle and try it out. I've got the paddle here that came with this kayak, which, that's just for emergency purposes. If for some reason my pedals broke or whatever, I've got an emergency paddle for propulsion to get myself somewhere. But it's a regular kayak paddle, and these Hobie paddles, let's just be real, they're cheap. They're not the best quality paddles on the market, certainly. So I need to pick me up, since I know for sure I'm going to be keeping this thing, I need to pick me up a paddleboard paddle. And put it in here in place of that one. And that way when I do get in situations where going through some shallow water or something, I can stand up and use that paddleboard paddle and take a look around. Be helpful in the creeks back home too, looking for carp, sight fishing for them and stuff. Probably won't do any more carp fishing until spring. The water was dropping before I left. They're lowering everything down for winter drawdown. And so I would say by the time I get home, everything will be fully dropped, and the places that I had been getting carp at will probably be out of water. I could certainly fish farther up in those creeks, but I've also got the situation with my kayak where I'm switching everything over to the Bonafide, so I gotta figure out a way to rig my power poles on that Bonafide for the carp fishing. And so I doubt I'll do any more carp fishing until spring. I think I'm probably gonna just focus on catfish and, well, maybe some other stuff too when I get that Bonafide rigged up, but as far as the carp fishing goes, probably wait till spring. I've got that mount, it's a DIY mount, on my Hobie Pro Angler that I put them power pole bases on. It puts them basically behind my seat and off to the sides, and it gives me a lot more stability. It reduces the weather vaning effect when the wind's blowing. It's great. I've got to figure out a way to do that on the Bonafide. And ideally, I'd like to be able to take it on and off. It don't get in the way on my Hobie Pro Angler because I'm only facing forward on that kayak. But on the Bonafide, ideally, I'm going to be fishing off the front and the back. And so if I'm spinning around in the seat, then those power pole mounts are going to get in the way. And so I'd like to be able to take them on and off. Well, I sure was hoping we'd have a shark by the time we got up to here, folks. It ain't happened yet. I do want to work up to the bridge regardless, throw that spoon some more, and if we can bust another live bait up there at the spoon, we'll just put it on under a balloon and drift back down. Them people on this boat over here looking over here talking to me. One of them pointed and they're saying something. That's rude to stare. I'm gonna stare back. You got old Tits McGee off the front of it up there, looking like Titanic. You got about 87 people on that boat. I'd be curious to know, the fishing guide touched on it a little bit, people like, you know, running ashore and stuff like that, because you could be running down through here. If you don't know where you're going, you can go from plenty deep enough water to inches deep in a blink of an eye. It comes up on you so quick. So obviously people who come down here and rent boats don't know what the hell they're doing. They're going to get stuck sometimes and have to be rescued. But I wonder though, just regular stuff happening. You go out on the water, you got engine trouble. Get where you're going and you can't get cranked up. Or maybe you've got a boat that's too small to be out here and the wind kicks up and you take on too much water. Start to sink. I wonder how many rescues there are per year of boaters that just either shouldn't be doing what they're doing or just having a bad day. Like, I bet you it's got to be a high number. Because, I mean, there's so many people out in boats down here anyway. And the conditions can change so quickly. I mean, storms out here on the ocean blow up fast. And I guess if you're in a big boat and you can go quickly, maybe it ain't as big a deal. In a kayak, you certainly got to be mindful of that, because we've got me pedaling here. I can go 3.5 miles an hour in flat water. If I got to go against the current, that's obviously going to slow me down. And so then throw in being a long way from the launch and having to run from a storm, things can get bad in a hurry. So you got to be mindful of the weather and your surroundings while you're on the water. But I'm sure it happens to boats too, where you get drunk people out there not paying attention. Storm blows up and they get in trouble. I bet you there's a lot of rescues done every year. It'd be interesting to know. And who pays for that? Government, I guess? Is that just a taxpayer dollars? Because like when Elias called the Coast Guard on me a couple years ago, the first time I come down here, I was fishing with him and he had lost sight of me because I was hooked up to something big. It was towing me way out. And I went live on my phone. Well, he starts trying to call me because he don't know where I'm at. Well, I can't pick up because I'm doing a live stream. Now, I thought he would figure out that I was doing a live stream because I'd already told him that I was going to be doing some live streams. But he didn't. So he ended up calling Coast Guard. And they come and found me. And they were real nice. I was embarrassed. I apologized to them. But they were real nice about it. But I wonder in those situations, I mean, I guess Coast Guard's out and about anyway. They're just patrolling the area somewhere. They get a call. I don't know. It seems like if a boat gets stranded out here and they got to be towed in, there's probably a charge for that somewhere. I guess somebody's paying for it. I guess it's the tax dollars, I guess, paying for it. Well, we're going to troll up here at the bridge. I see 1, 2, 3 boats right in here. So we'll go this direction. We've got basically 4 bridge columns over here we can work that ain't got a boat on it, at least for the time being. See if we can get something, I don't care what it is, something to put on a hook live, and I guess we'll make another drift. And we're gonna leave the bait we got on while I'm casting around here. We're going to leave it on and it'll be down near bottom as we work around the bridge column, since we don't have the balloon on anymore. We'll see what happens here, folks. They got something big on right there, or else what's going on right there? Are they reeling that in, or is that something else splashing behind that boat? Something was splashing right behind that boat right there. But I don't see them reeling anything in. I don't know what that was. They're definitely not reeling it in. I don't know. I don't know about that, folks. That may be what we're looking for. We may have to go throw a bait out right behind that boat to get what we want. You got all these people up here fishing around this bridge. Hell, it's possible sharks might be up here right now getting them a free meal as they reel in fish on the line. You see that happen a lot. People fishing around the bridges, and sharks just like sit there and wait. Fishing guy talked about that. He told one of them stories on our trip about sharks just getting up under the boat and waiting on you to reel in fish, running out there and snatching it. I'm like, that sounds like a dream come true. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, we'll start fishing right here. We'll get up here to this bridge column. We'll throw the spoon. Looks like they're using a little bit bigger live bait right there. I don't know what they're trying to catch, but We'll start on this side of the bridge column, throw the spoon, work our way over to the right. That'll give us 4 columns to work. Hopefully we'll catch something in there. Try to give us a little something extra, something fresh and lively to work with. Keep our other bait down there while we're doing it. I don't know what come up there, splashing on the, right there behind them. I wonder if that wasn't a shark that come up. We'll keep our bait down here though. If he's around, maybe he'll find what we got to offer. If not, maybe there's something else up here willing to play. Let me grab the rod here. All right. I'm gonna throw this at Lake Ida tomorrow. Catch me some more peacocks too. I'm not looking forward to leaving the Keys, but I am looking forward to getting back up there, getting another shot at them peacocks. I think we're gonna have a good afternoon tomorrow with the weather being stable for a week. Last week we were up there around that cold front. I think it's gonna be a much better day tomorrow. All right, let's make us some casts. Y'all holler if that rod goes down over here, the shark rod. Holler if you see a shark over there where they're fishing too. We'll cast right over there behind them. We're just gonna throw this spoon around the columns, in between the columns. I think they've got a chum bag tied off to their boat over there too. It's probably helping get some stuff up in here. Fishing guides do that. The guide I was with, he uses a chum bag. We could probably hook something like that up in the kayak. I don't know that we want a chum bag hanging off the side of it though and drawing sharks up that close to us. But we could certainly do it. Maybe tie it on with a piece of fishing line or something. That way if something grabbed it, it would break off without pulling us over sideways. I sure would like to have a live bait right now. Oh, I was getting hit. Oh, got hit again. We got hit by something right there, didn't we? Cast through there again. Well, I got hit 2 or 3 times right there. Nothing on that next cast. Let's try it again. Get up here a little closer to it. Nothing. Here today, gone tomorrow. We'll just keep working our way over here to the right, working around these others. All we need is one bait, really. One, make our dreams come true right here. Just one bait. I'd really love for that shark rod to go off at any time. Right here in front of all these people too. They'd see me getting all giddy with happiness over a damn shark that they hate to catch themselves. Sharks are like carp, man. They're just underappreciated. This fellow over here in the boat's got him something. Yeah, I don't know what he just reeled in. Looks like something that'd be great to put on a hook. He's just gonna throw it back. This is where it would be nice if I was more social. If I was more social, I could just go over there and be like, hey guys, any of them fish that you don't want, can I have one of them? But I'd rather sit here and try to do my own thing than have to talk to somebody. That's where I'm at with it. I'd rather sit here and do my own thing and risk not catching anything than to sit here and talk to somebody if I can avoid it. I'm that antisocial. I'm antisocial to my own detriment. My last day down here in the Keys, my last couple hours of fishing down here in the Keys, it would be nice to have another live bait of some kind. Now we could probably get it from them guys if we just went up and was nice, but I just can't do it. I ain't got it in me today. I just ain't got it in me, folks. Current's a lot stronger right through here by the bridge. It's definitely picked up. What I want to do, ideally, would be catch something, stick it on, and then drift down with this current and keep the balloon in front of us. We'll tie another balloon on probably, since taking it off and trolling up didn't work. But do that all the way back down to that island again. That's what I'd like to do, but I don't know if we're going to get us another bait to try it with. Now that the current's up, we may, after we get over here to this next bridge column, go back over here off these rocks down below it and see. There's two fellas over here. It's the same two guys that were over here earlier on the bank, but I don't think they're fishing. I honestly don't know what the hell they're doing over there. But I don't think they're fishing, so we'll cast over there on them rocks. Because them rocks right now are going to be creating a little current break over there with this faster flow. Hell, behind these bridge columns right now is creating a little current break. Nothing there though. Not behind this one. Not that's willing to eat my spoon. Let's make our way over to the next one. Yeah, this Hobie, man, it's been a lot more maneuverable in the current around the bridges and stuff. Like right now, this is kind of the situation that my old town with the bicycle style would kind of struggle in. Maneuverability aspect. I mean, it's maneuverable, it's just not. You gotta make wider turns. This thing, I can turn, I'm very nimble in this thing. I think maybe these guys are hand line fishing over here. I guess that's a thing. It's one of them things I don't know that I'd have any interest in, but he's literally wrapping leader line, it looks like, or line around a leader container. Maybe that's what they're doing over there. Current like it is, though, I don't know how you'd manage that. There's a lot of things I don't know in life, folks. A lot of things I don't want to know. You only got so much time on this planet, above ground anyway, when your brain's working. You just can't waste a lot of time with stuff that don't interest you. Well, we ain't got nothing up through here. We got a couple taps over there in that one column. Nothing since. Let's throw over here on these rocks maybe, and I can see where the water, where the flow slows down right here. It creates a little current seam. Let's throw into that. And we're going to come up with the next dumb idea. Very inactive day for me, both on the bait fish on the spoon and the shark activity. Can't explain it. Just can't explain it, folks. I got no answers. Get hit with some boat wake here. I don't know where that come from. This one's going to rock us a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. All right, I'm going to make this cast and another one. We're going to go to the next dumb idea. I think I'm going to put on a really big bait. Well, a bigger bait. Maybe one of them jack heads. All right, let's put on one of them jack heads just for doo-doos and giggles. Cut this thing up. Maybe we'll try a body chunk of him. Try this. Try a body chunk. If we're just gonna drift, we'll drift with the body chunk maybe. It'll put out more blood and oil. That head is just going to be tough to hook. It's going to be tough to hook in such a way that they can get it. All right, folks. I'm going to make another drift. We've picked up some seaweed. We went back to the balloon when we saw the sharks. It didn't do anything for us. So let's try drifting again, just dropping the line down, see what happens. All right. Down we go. All right, we're doing this, folks. We're drifting again. Y'all come with me. How y'all doing on the spray up there? Y'all got spray all over the lens? A little bit. I'm starting to get a little discouraged, folks. I'm getting a little discouraged. We had such We had such optimism coming out here. I'd done so good here 2 days ago. I couldn't keep them off the hook the last 2 hours of the trip. But here we are today, and we can barely get them to pay us any attention. Even when we literally see them on the surface, we can't do anything with them. So I'm going to drift down this side of the channel this time. We're just going to, I felt that thing on bottom. We'll just pull this thing down this side of the channel and see what happens. I'm a little discouraged though, man. I had higher hopes for today, folks. The days, anything's possible. It only takes one fish to salvage your day. But I really wanted more from our trip today than what we've gotten. I may need to reel this up a little bit. Because I see the bottom right here where we're at. We're not out in the, yeah, we've got a whole mess here. We picked up all them weeds. Dadgummit. Well, if we're going to pick up all the weeds, then let's put the balloon back on. And we'll just run it deeper that way. We'll slide the balloon higher up the line and run it deeper. I'm all over the place, folks. I'm all over the place. I'm very indecisive right now. And I'm indecisive because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's why I'm indecisive. And I talk about this sometimes in my catfishing video as far as like making a decision and sticking with it. When I'm catfishing, I've got enough experience and whatnot. I know what I'm doing. And so I can easily sit on a spot. If I know I'm on a spot where fish could be or where they're going to work through, I can sit there for hours and wait on them. All right, let's run that balloon up to about right there. Now let's put a little distance between us and this balloon here. But I can sit on a spot for a long time catfishing without any activity because I know from experience, I know where I need to be, and it's just a matter of timing. When I'm doing something new, or a situation like this, something where I'm just really inexperienced, don't know what I'm doing, if what I'm doing isn't working, and it's not working for it don't take very long for me to lose confidence in something very quickly. I got another backlash. But I just, I can lose confidence in something very quickly, and then I'm wanting to change something. Let's try this, let's try that. And then you spend your whole damn day trying stuff instead of actually doing what you need to be doing. We got a mess with our line. This line is shot, man. It's all twisted up. All right. Let's turn around this way, and we'll just drift along here. But yeah, folks, we're just all over the place today. I'm trying a little bit of this, trying a little bit of that, and mainly trying to get lucky. And it just ain't panning out so far. We've seen more sharks than we've got to bite. But if I could hook one, it would salvage the day. For me, anyway. I don't know if it'd salvage it for you. You're probably sick of this crap. I'd say my regular viewers are sick of the Florida videos by now. It must have got all twisted up. Our lines got all twisted to hell on the way back up through there. Must have been pulling that bait against the current. It's got a bunch of twists, a bunch of line twists. We've got a mess. We're making it work though. I'm gonna end up, when I get home, I'm gonna strip all the line off these reels, and I'll put fresh on before I come back down next time. Hose everything off real good, strip the line off, loosen the drag down. It'll be ready to go next time. Yeah, I've lost confidence here, folks. I come out here with a great deal of confidence, but I guess them sharks, like a lot of other fish, they're just constantly moving. And the bite we were on a couple days ago was maybe just probably still on, but it's on somewhere else. Even if I don't get any more sharks today, though, I'll tell you this. I've had a good time. Had a good time out here today with the limited activity that we've had. It's been exciting each time. But mostly I've had just a good time on this trip. Really enjoyed myself this time. I always do, but it seems like more so this time. And I really don't want to go home. I don't want to make the drive home, that's it. It'd be nice to sleep in my own bed again. Be nice to have a bidet again. Not have to use toilet paper. Be nice to see the dog. And maybe these cats if they've not pooped in the floor when I get home, but I ain't looking forward to the drive. I guess I'll just fish till about dark tomorrow, which is getting dark about 6 o'clock. So if I'm off the water 6:30, 6:45 and loaded up, I will make my way probably Jacksonville, maybe. Spend the night there. It'd be nice if I could make it all the way to Valdosta. That's on the lower end of Georgia, right on the Georgia-Florida line. I don't know if I'll make it that far tomorrow night or not. I need to be home in time, though, on Sunday, to be able to upload the first Florida video, or else I'm going to be off schedule on my channel. But if I drive part of the way tomorrow night and part of the way Sunday morning, I should be able to do it. I can't believe, though, the boat's out today, man. It's a huge difference today. If I'd known there was going to be this much boat traffic here, if I knew for sure that the sharks wasn't going to be biting through here like the other day, I wouldn't have come here anyway. But had I known there was going to be so much boat traffic, I would have probably tried to find us somewhere else. Here comes another one of them party boats coming out right through there. I bet you they run 2 to 3 trips a day. $100 a person. I don't know how many people they can fit on there. That one I went on that time, that's years ago. I was down in Miami for WrestleMania. I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder. It was packed. They were making bank. I bet the insurance on one of them things is expensive, but many people as they get, every one of these marinas around here has got a sign up for it. Like they've got a bunch of them charter things, so. Oh, we got okay, we're good. I saw them crab pot markers getting closer. I thought we about to be running up on something here, but we're good right now. Just gonna try to work this edge over here on this side. We went down and up on the other, so let's go down over here. I probably won't drift down as far, maybe at the top of the island this time. It might be worthwhile too, depending on how the current's going. Again, this is my ignorance, just not knowing. But to get up on that flat, either side, it don't really matter. I guess you go whichever side the wind would be at your back, and put a bait right off the edge, like literally off the edge. You be up on the flat and put your bait over the edge of the drop. Because then anything that got your bait wouldn't be looking at you. You wouldn't see you or the kayak or boat, whatever you're in. A lot of ideas need to be tested. Oh, that's a glass bottom tour boat right there. I guess, boy, if you hit one of them turtles with a glass bottom boat, it better be bulletproof glass. Wouldn't that be something? Be on one of them glass bottom boats, be looking at sharks there, and the glass get busted. Okay, we gotta be careful here now. We got this pole coming behind us. Oh, our balloon. Our balloon's getting a little action there, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got something. Had something. We had something, folks. No, he's still on there. He's going that way. He's going that way. We got us something. Oh boy, we got us something, folks. The day might be salvaged yet. I think it's a shark too. He's running. Oh man, he's over there under them. He's over there under that crab pot. Oh, he's right out there. He's right out there in front of us. I got to get us around this crab pot. There we go. Get that seaweed off my line there, folks. Get that seaweed off. There he goes. There he goes. He's going this way. Boy, the day's going to get salvaged after all, y'all. I was getting so discouraged. I was getting so discouraged. I didn't think we were going to get anything else. And here we go. Oh, he's splashing around everywhere out there. Oh, buddy, this is awesome. He's over there to the right. We got a cruise liner coming here. We need to get him back this way. He's over there still. Whoa, look at him. Oh, man, this is awesome. Come back this way, shark. He is too. Boy, he's coming right at us. He's coming right at us. He's going to go right under the dang kayak right here. Boy, I hope he don't come up jumping right here. Oh, there he goes. He's headed up on that flat. We got to work around that crab pot right there. I got to really kick it in gear here, get around that crab pot before the current takes us. Yeah, you work up there on that flat, shark. That's a good place to go right now. The cruise liner coming. Oh man, this is awesome, y'all. Boy, he was really spinning through out there. I think it's the black tip. We'll have a chance at getting this one up too. Getting it beside the kayak here. I hope he keeps it up here on this flat though. He's gonna go where he wants to go ultimately. Oh man, I was so discouraged. I didn't think it was gonna happen again. I didn't think we were gonna be able to do it. Yeah, good, he's running out here on this flat. This is ideal right here, man. This is perfect. Get away from that big boat coming. He was jumping around everywhere out there. We got him too. On the leader that I made there. Oh, catfish hook, getting it done for sharks. Some old hangry hooks from Catfish Sumo, buddy. They've held up well down here. Especially yesterday, I hooked them huge sharks. The only problem I had was that one leader, my crimp come undone. I think that's just me. You probably had a bad crimp. Yeah, this is perfect, him coming up here on this flat though, man. This really worked out. I see him right there. He's not. Oh, he's going back this way. Oh, buddy, he's going to spin us. Look at him go. He's going to spin us around. He's going to spin us. He ain't done. He ain't done by a long shot. He got to look at y'all. He said you got bad breath. He didn't want nothing to do with you. He'd just go the other way. It's so much fun. This is so much fun. So that one there, we had it under a balloon, but we were drifting it deeper. Just for future reference there. Probably had it down 6 or 8 feet under the balloon. And we were drifting this right side of the channel this time. Yeah, he's not huge. I mean, oh, he's going back that way. Oh, he's not done by a long shot, folks. He went right under the kayak. I don't want my drag super tight right now. When he does that, I got to be able to let him run. He goes under the kayak like that, and my drag's tight down. He's liable to take the rod with him, or take me over. Y'all, this is so much fun. This is what I was hoping for right here all morning. And it was the body section too of that jack or whatever. It seemed like last time they were preferring that other bait that we were using most of the day. And today, as we get bit on this one, he's gonna run again here in a second, folks. He ain't done. Yeah, he ain't very big. He's probably 4 foot or so. It's a black tip, I see him. Hopefully he's about wore down. I'd like to see where this hook is at. We might be able to possibly try to get it. We got one hook out the other day. We may be able to get this one out too, depending on where it's at. Here comes helicopter, man. He's gonna get the eye in the sky up here. Well, he's flying low too. He's gonna see it. Eye in the sky, if that's a sightseeing tour, they got a sight right here. Some old hillbilly from Tennessee hooked up to a shark in a kayak. This is awesome, man. This is awesome. Look at that right there, folks. There he is. There he is. You know what? Let's take this shark to the bank. We're right over here by the bank. He's small enough, I think we can guide him over here. I'll get out on the shore. Get me a picture with this thing, folks. You come with me. Let's see if we can steer him this way. I may not be able to do it. I may not be able to do it. I thought I could. If I can get him to swim that way, maybe I could, but I may be wishful thinking. The bank's right there, but I can't. He's too strong for me to tow him. If I could get him to voluntarily swim this direction, he ain't going to, of course. Wishful thinking. We'll see what we can do with him out here. I thought it'd be pretty cool to get a picture with him up on the bank, but he don't care. This shark here ain't much of the picture taking type. Yeah, I'd say he's probably 4 foot or so, give or take. These things aren't huge, but definitely not huge compared to what we hooked into yesterday. But so much fun with all their acrobatic stuff. They're just awesome fish. Let's see where this hook's at. Let's see if we got a actual chance of getting this hook out, or if I'm gonna have to cut it. Yeah, he's ate that hook kind of deep right there, folks. It's not on the outside. I'm not gonna be able to, I'm gonna have to cut it. Before I do though, let me bust out my phone. I'm gonna risk losing my phone overboard for this. Let me get my phone here. This is awesome, man. Oh. Of course, I want to get a picture with him here. He don't care. Get over here in the light, fish. Okay, let me do a video now. Let me do a social media video here for me. Y'all, I'm out here, final day in the Florida Keys. It's been an awesome week. Hooked into several sharks. I got me another one right here, a little black tip, probably 4 foot long. Very acrobatic, a good time in the kayak. He's awesome. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna let this one go. I'm gonna see if I can get me some more here, folks. This is a good time, y'all. I've had a great week. All right, there's me a social media video. I'll put that on Instagram, maybe a YouTube short with that, folks. Let's get him over here. I'm gonna have to cut this leader for sure on him because he's got that thing. He's got it so deep. I don't see the hook on the outside at all. Let's get him over here a little closer. That is awesome, man. Look at that thing. Come here. Let me get my cutters here. He's up here on this flat. And so yesterday when we were down there at Bahia, the water was so deep, we were never going to even see them fish. This one here, and you get up here in the shallows, even if they go down and hug bottom, you can still get a look at them. Okay. Nice, man. Nice, that's awesome. Come here. Okay. Okay, there he goes. There he goes. Yes. Yes, folks. Hey, I was getting so discouraged and we pulled it out here. Yes. Yes. Everybody down here, these fellas, they saw me in them boats up there, they'd be laughing, well, what the hell's that guy excited about catching a shark for? That was so much fun. The way he was jumping and carrying on, that was so much fun. Yes. All right, well, I'm gonna try to do that again. He didn't bust my balloon or nothing, so I'm gonna tie me on another leader. And I'm gonna run up here and I'm gonna put another piece of that jack or whatever the hell it is. I'm gonna put another piece of it on. I'm gonna make another drift. Yeah, that one there I had maybe 6 or 8 feet or so. Maybe 6 or 8 feet under the balloon. So, yeah, I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but maybe it did today, because when we saw them other black tips earlier, we tossed it literally to them and they come up and took a look and went on about their day. You know, they didn't come back for it. They didn't try to eat it. So maybe having it a little deeper, maybe it made a difference. It clearly made a difference then for whatever reason. Line over here again. This line is all messed up. It got all twisted up when we were trolling there, but oh, buddy, that was fun, y'all. And you know, again, shark that size is perfect for the kayak because you fight them, you actually get to land them, you get to see them. Well, we didn't land it, but you know what I mean. Get it up to the kayak. At least be able to cut the leader off down there close to the hook. I got one of the hooks out yesterday, but it was in the side of the mouth. That one there, we just wasn't gonna, it was so deep down in there, no way we were safely gonna do it, especially out here in open water. And I don't think I was gonna be able to pull him over there. I tried, but there wasn't no way I was gonna pull him over there to shore. I might just put this tail piece on here. Maybe I'll cut the actual tail off just to get it bleeding out another side possibly, but yeah, folks, I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna go right up here, make me another pass. That was awesome. And he ran up here on the flat too. Keep from going out there in the channel with the that big boat that was going by. Oh, all right. Well, we're retied. I'm gonna make another run up here. We'll drop it down, try to do it again. Where are we at on the time here? Are we, oh hell, we're about out of battery, folks. Well, one of us is gonna keep fishing out here for another hour or so. And then I'm going to call up the girlfriend, have her come pick me up, and go and spend some time with her on the beach today, and take her out for a nice dinner tonight, and have our final night down here in paradise. But I guess I ain't gonna have time to catch another one for sure before this battery's dead. So I guess I'll go ahead and cut the video off now on my way back up through here. I wish we could have got more action out here, but that's fishing, man, and that's what I want to do with these raw and uncut, unedited videos, is bring you out here with me on real fishing trips. And certainly back home, when I'm catfishing, I'm fairly competent. You know, I know what I'm doing a little bit, and so I can kind of walk you through the process and speak with I don't know, a level of expertise, authority, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. When I come out here on a trip like this, it's a lot of trial and error, man. I'm just experimenting and playing around and trying to get lucky. And I'm a pretty lucky person in life. A lot of things go my way. It's the way it's always been. I've always been a lucky person. And we got lucky here with that shark. It took a long time this morning to have the stars aligned for us to get a bite and get it all the way up to completion, but by gosh, it happened. We started out with a bang on this video. A few minutes in, we hooked that other one, and we're ending with a bang with that one right there. So I'll fist pump it again, man. That's awesome, that's exciting. But I'm just gonna run right back up here past this pole, set my bait down 6 or 8 feet under the balloon, and I'm gonna drift down again and see if I can do it. See if I can do it 1 or 2 more times maybe, before I gotta call the girlfriend come pick me up. Been an awesome morning though now for sure. I was so discouraged, but one fish, folks. All it takes is one bite to change your fortune, change your attitude. If I don't get bit, if I don't get another fish, that was awesome. None of these other fellas out here, all these fellas up here at the boats and whatnot wanting to catch their fish for the dinner table, they wouldn't appreciate it. But I appreciate that shark, man. I appreciate that. I think hammerheads are the coolest shark. And that hammerhead I caught down here a couple years ago, certainly my 1A or 1B when I'm ranking my top catches of all time. We got these guys blaring music. I hope I don't get copyright dinged. But as far as just a fun fish to catch from a kayak, I don't know that it gets much better than a black tip shark. With their hard fights, the way they jump, they're pretty awesome, man. I love those things. So I'm gonna try to get me another one up here, folks. If the battery would last, my battery pack here craps out about the 4-hour mark. So I always try to wrap these videos up before it just abruptly ends. But I'd bring you with me longer if we could do it, but I'll get me a little off-camera fishing time here. I was wanting to do that this week anyway, since I'm on vacation, not have to fool with the camera and whatnot. But it's awesome, man. This is awesome. This is awesome, y'all. I'm having a good time. I don't want to go home. I got to, but I don't want to go home. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, tomorrow on the way back, stop at Lake Ida, so hopefully that'll be the next video if things go well. And then I get back home, we'll get the Bonafide set up, get back to doing some catfishing there around the house. And yeah, folks, anyway, that's a wrap on today. It's been awesome. Thanks for coming with me. Thanks for sitting through the long, endless of me whining, but it paid off in the end, folks. It paid off in the end. I'll see you next time.